Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are welcome to another edition of 90 Minutes Africa. Today we'll be picking up on what we have already started, which was started by Dr. Damages on Dr. Wunmi's take, and what you understand and how you see what he was able to tell us today. I think for me, I learned a lot. There are so many, we'll call it behind the scene stories that came out today, which ordinarily, if not for the individual at the point, will not get to hear some of these stories. But today we're all blessed by what he said and his experiences, and even like some people have suggested, he should, put these things to book so that, the memories or the story itself not just captured alone by him. Because even though he's a historian, he has a way of telling you the stories. So much so that he touches all angles and gives you names and possible dates and locations, which it's very easy to understand and to follow his story. I truly enjoyed, watching him today talk about the Nigeria of the past, the Nigeria of the present, and the Nigeria of the future. But today, we will not only dwell on that, we will also look at certain things happening right now in our country. Of course, it's hard to say that we lost yet another general who, according to Nigerian media, which I totally refuse to accept, that he died of complications. He didn't die of complications. The man have always had, the illnesses he had. I have been living with it just fine. He died because he was captured and kept in a very unhealthy situation, and in a very unhealthy location, and that exacerbated his problems. And he didn't have access to his medications. And the wicked animals that we have there didn't allow him to get his medications or send for people to bring his medications. So you cannot tell me he died of he didn't die of any complications. He died in the hands of his captors. That's what it's called. Excuse me. Okay. He was captured and they didn't allow him access to medical health. So you cannot say he died of complications. Come on, you guys. I think the media in Nigeria makes it even more worse. Just tell us the story. I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, leave it. But don't try to sugarcoat it, so that the government can look good. These are human beings. It could be anybody. It could be your uncle. Okay? If today is happening to somebody you don't know, tomorrow it will happen to somebody you know. If this continues. The Igbos have a proverb: when they are carrying the dead body of somebody you don't know, you think they are carrying a log of wood. Okay, let's not get into that thing that the government is trying to push the media into by always saying that not reporting accurately what's happening. So we lost another general, one of the fine generals in the Nigerian army, and I also have another general that was killed yesterday. General Moman, Brimo. Yeah, I was trying to remember his name, Brimo. Young man, young gallant soldier, and that's what we are facing in there. If time permits, I'll probably bring up his story and bring up his picture. So in the abroad, Nigerians are not safe. In the Nigeria, Nigerians are not safe. In the South Africa, Nigerians are not safe. So where will Nigerians be safe? Even the land that we call our own we're not safe. It's only in Nigeria that a government can throw up his hands and say, we're not able to do anything about this bandit. I would never call them bandit, about this terrorist. Okay? But you are able to arrest citizens who make comments about bad government. You look for them wherever they are, no matter how remote their location is, and you arrest them. Okay? And you torture them. and you put them in situations that are inhuman, and then still you cannot do that to ordinary ragtag army. The first time I'm so annoyed, that the Nigerian army pride, Nigerian army that we used to boast about, you can tell us that Nigerian army is being defeated by some ragtag army. One thing that makes me feel so sad is that if it's in the southeast, they are quick to discover and arrest ESM and IPOB people, and display arms and ammunition and line them up and say how they were able to get intelligence. Intelligence led them to the camp, and they now busted them. Okay? But if it's the terrorists, no matter where they are, whether they're north, south, east, or west, you can't locate them. Your intelligence fails you. Your locating map doesn't give you, the ability to see them. You only see the ones you want to see. I.e., anybody that talks about Bola Tinubu's government as failing, you go and arrest him. Anybody that says that this insecurity in Nigeria is becoming too much, it's a problem, we will not vote for Tinubu come 2027, you go and arrest him. And you see, you are doing this thing, but forget that those of you who go to arrest these people, relatives, they will be victims. Your children may be victims one day, and you yourself may be victim one day. Because as you keep quiet, the problem with crime is that we said this thing when Jonathan was in government, when they were trying to remove Oyedokun, who was trying to deal with the issue. We said then that if you allow this to pass, right now, at that time, the crime was seen in North Africa. It will definitely get to us. And today we are confused on how the Boko Haram start. People now say it's an international. No, but we remember that Kao Bareje told us how it came about. El-Rufai told us how it came about. But today that has been pushed to the annals of history. Nobody wants to remember that it was Kao Bareje that said it was they who went to recruit these people from all over the world to come and help them execute election. Today, Nigerian people and the media, we forget that, and they try to look for where the thing is coming from, and they eventually tell you it is an international issue. No, we brought the international issue to ourselves. We went outside, brought people who have fought in all the wars around the world because they are simply Fulanis. You brought them to Nigeria to come and help you to remove Jonathan from government. Today, Jonathan has been removed from government, and we are now facing the consequence of your action. And yet you can't even accept that you committed a crime or something that's against humanity in Nigeria, especially against Nigerians. So I have no, I'm not lost in that argument of saying we don't know how it started. We know how it started. We know which people brought them to Nigeria. Nigeria has been always been a peaceful place where we didn't have any problem, whether you are Christian or Muslim. We didn't have any of such problems. We didn't even identify people by their religion, because for us it was a personal thing. But you guys dragged it in because you want to use it to win election. You want to use it as a reason to constantly divide the people and then rule them. Because in the political arena, they don't think of religion. They share the money equally, and all of them carry their loot away. And they bring that religion to the people in the street who do not know either, and it's get them to go against one another. And that's why we are here where we are today, just in case anybody is losing touch or losing sight of what has brought us. The people we are talking about are still there. Akao Bareje is there. The former late governor of the central bank who mysteriously died, he still told us the story. There's nothing he said that has not been coming to pass. Okay? What Nnamdi Kanu said is still coming to pass. Everything he said. So that is where we are. However, as we begin to get into the discussion, really, I want us to focus on what Dr. Wunmi said, and it's very eloquent. I really, really liked him because, when you work with great men, you can't but want to listen to them, because whether you like those men or you don't like them, those men carry some kind of aura that have left time, that left their footprint on the sign of time. And that is what we should always look for. Men who are able to think about generations ahead of them and not just themselves, and not just concerned about driving the best of cars and living the biggest house and going to the best places in the world. That's what money means to them. But other men that Nigerians are craving for are the men whose desire is to see where, what, and where will Nigeria be in the next 50 years. Buying yacht and driving a presidential jet don't make you a great man, because there will always be more modern yachts. There will always be more modern presidential fleet. In fact, whatever we are using right now is not compared to some presidents around the world. So what's the big deal? Why not narrow down and develop the people, the consciousness of the people, lead the people to a particular target? Where are you? And what is the drive for a Nigerian? Where are we going to? What is pushing us? What is the, if you say you are a Nigerian, apart from your personal desire to achieve, what else can we say is the national drive for a Nigerian? What else? What else? Every nation must have something they are driving towards, and you're looking at your youth, where to get them. Where are our youth going to? Or what are the things we are hoping that they will become before Nigeria is said to be a successful nation? That will be discussing also today. But as I leave you, let's get into that discussion. I want to share this very big, quick. And this is, someone just sent this to me, and it says what? Khan declares nationwide Black Sunday over insecurity, says church cannot remain silent. Okay, church cannot remain silent. We'll talk about that. Okay, also, only Katsina State governor can explain how my father's corpse was retrieved from the bandits. Even the people, they say they came armed, heavily armed bandits came with the corpse. The son of the late man is saying, we don't know. We know follow for the arrangement to make government can't tell us how they manage collect the thing. Look, this is Nigeria is so there's so much secrecy everywhere. Even with truth self. So now, very soon, when you say good morning Nigeria, people have to look at their watch to know whether what the government is saying is really true. Now, I just wanted to highlight this. This is the picture of the IPOB. This was in 2017. I was somewhere in this area. Now, this was the what we witnessed, and the only reason why I wasn't in this is because I had a press this thing. Now, this was the people who were contesting or who were chanting Biafra this thing. They were made to lie on this gutter. Some of them lost their lives. Some didn't even wake up from this water, and these people were given the most severe punishment anybody can get. Anybody can get in Nigeria. Okay, in that same day, 28 young men lost their lives inside of Nnamdi's house. Okay, and these people who were living in a township, they carried no gun, they had no sticks, they had nothing. They're just young men, zealous for development of their country or of their region, and they were given such inhuman treatment. But the people who we see today raping our sisters, using the word, malangering our sisters and malangering our mothers and buying our people that is desire. I have a video here I've played to you guys. You'll be amazed. A guy said, in fact, after buying them, those ones who refuse to pay ransom, he will cut them open and drink their blood. They did not put him in this kind of water. In fact, they were looking at him as a spectacle. That's Nigeria for you. That's Nigeria for you, my brothers and sisters. But let's get on. So I don't take too much time. So I can invite everybody in to come and have a discussion, have a go at this. Here is the guy I love the most. He may not be your best of candidates, but he remains a conscious voice in Nigerian scene. Let's hear him out.
Because the terrorists that you see in the bush are not the real terrorists. The real terrorists are in this Abuja and this Federal Ministry of Justice where Malami used to be. Malami used to be one of the people who enabled terrorists. He's the one who took money from terrorists whose names were sent from Dubai, and helped them to get their money back that was frozen in America. Malami. So these are the real terrorists. The moment you get rid of them, you cut off the life supply of the terrorists. Terrorism will reduce. By the time you get rid of Tinubu, you will get back your life. But as it is now, you have incompetent people everywhere. And these people are wicked, I'm telling you. Tinubu is wicked. His deputy vice president is wicked. Akpabio, who is barely alive, is wicked. Even when they are dying, they are wicked. So Nigerians must decide what you want to do with your lives. And if you decide early, we'll get our liberation even before election day. Because the moment they see that everybody has shifted, they know that it is them versus us. As I've always said, you don't have to wait till election day to be liberated. Election day is just one day in the calendar. We can decide today that these 10,000 people against 200 million of us, we don't want to see them again. We don't want them in our lives anymore. Let everybody just say that. Let them know wherever they go. Yeah? Let them see you in your mosque, in your churches, in your shrines. That you don't want Tinubu. Those of you who know how to pray, pray against them. Those of you who know how to put their name inside the shrine, put their name there. Tinubu must go. You know? And you have a brand new country in a few days. I regret that we keep prolonging our liberation by debating whether INEC has a bad chairman or who is going to be INEC chairman. Only a bad person can be INEC chairman under Tinubu.
Orally in Igbo land. In Igbo land, there is something we call Somadina. Somadina means that I will not be the only person that will thrive. I will not be the only person that will succeed. I will not be the only person that will live. And now, P2B or nothing. Let me take you back to 1979. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe ran under a MPP. And Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe knew that the votes of Ndi Igbo alone will not make him president. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe had a brother, Alex Ekweme. He was running under MPN. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was very respectful of him. He did not tell Ekweme to leave MPN. At the end of the day, what happened? MPN won the election, and an Igbo man was vice president. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the NPP leader, he still did not have any problem with MPN. He joined MPN and aligned with MPN. And Igbo produced also the Speaker of the House of Representatives, having lost an election at the federal level. We produced our governors, and because of the alignment, we produced the vice president, and because of the alignment, we also produced the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And this we did 9 years after the war. And somebody here is telling me, Obi or nothing? That is an abomination in Igbo land.
Why is this diatribe against Peter Obi so strong in you? What did Peter Obi do? Is there a person?
He now begin to run from pillar to post. Since yesterday, nothing have not posted on Twitter. If I say, Mr. Peter Obi, I think you need money for your campaign. You will have just asked me for support. Nigerians now say, you want to support who? You that you are doing gate man for Atiku. It's Atiku house. You not gonna make one video where Amishi, you sent Atiku house. Come and see to go there. He's just sitting down. Like all those people that are waiting for interview, waiting for appointment. They say, can you raise 5,000? That you want to raise 5 billion? Nigerians have bad mark. Kenneth Okoko, he not stop there. He now begin to fight back. He said, hey, this is all the evidence. He said, hey, it's just not 10 million. He posts one, he says, this is Ogunuke. He said, he sent me 10 million. He now begin to post the chat. He begin to post the chat. He inside all the chat he posted. Nothing there. He implicate Peter Obi. Peter Obi name, not they mention. They no send money to Peter Obi. There's everybody now, Mr. Kenneth, I think when you go and do law in school, are you a backbencher? Do you sit at the back? Because obviously, a lot of things that they teach you, he passed through the right ear and he come aside from the left ear. Because how can you accuse Peter Obi and you were Mugbe, let me tell me backbencher in law school. You were so clear, like so straight, English is tough. So they say, wait, you call Peter Obi name in your accusation. Now you come and post evidence, and there's no Peter Obi inside. They say, moreover, Mr. Kenneth, nobody ask you for question on the internet. I think when they ask you to come and prove it in court, why are you not dropping evidence on the internet? Who asked you? They say, why are you now? Why are you running your mouth like that? Anybody's just ramming into Kenneth to cook. They are ramming into Kenneth to cook. Apparently, they still have some people.
Apu Kofilandra, King Lona, the priest of loan, the loan of loans, loanalist, Loyi, King Lona, first loaner, second loaner, third loaner, and the fourth loaner, trying to come back for the fifth loaning seat. You want to loan us, Abi? You want to loan us out of this country? Bola Loan Nigeria Limited, President Tinubu Loan Nigeria Limited, Loan Master, Loanalist, Leo, Lonado Tinubu, Lonado Ahmed, Oluwa Loan Tinubu, Loan Caution, Loan Corruption, Loan Fastruction, Loan Coastal Road, Loan Solar, Loan Subsidy, Loni, Oloni of Oniland, Loan Nigeria Limited, Chief of Loan Staff, they loan. You have loaned this generation, you have loaned the second generation, you have loaned the third generation, you have loaned the fourth generation. Before we can be free from your debt, is the sixth generation. When I'm no more. What are you using the money you are loaning? What are you using it for? The money you are borrowing, Babayi. What are you using it for? President Bola Ahmed loan. What are you loaning? Felony. Loan academy. Loan infrastructure. Loan insecurity. Loan electricity. Loaner. Loyi. Loan.com. Loan.ng. Loan@gmail.com. Loanalist. Ololo. Loan refinery. Loan terrorists. Loan everything. They loan up and down. They seek for loan up and down. Loanalo. Loaner structure. King of loan failure. Borrowing loan from here and there. No impact. Loan Kana. Lord Lona. Loan APC. Loni. Oloni land.
All right. If you follow that, you may want to ask why that video. Just to let you know that you're not the only one thinking what we are thinking. Many other Nigerians are thinking the same thing, and it's not ethnic now because that guy is from Yoruba side, from the west. So we are all thinking the same thing. The loans, what are we doing with it, and what the impact is creating? And are we not loaning away our people, our whole generation? It's sad, but that's the even though he puts it mildly, that's because the man don't very tired. There's no other way he can put it to make himself just happy. Had to put it that way. And if you notice, he's not somebody who will say he's gaining from what's going on. So he's actually giving his own belief of what. I remember so many years ago where when the SAP discussion was first muted, and our parents then, they all wrote, they all had a debate and all that. They all said no, this should not be taken. All advice against not taking was ignored. and Nigeria dipped into one of the problems we are still fighting to come out from. Before that time, Nigerian naira was 75, 75 or 78 kobo to a dollar. But after that SAP move, Nigeria economy somersaulted and they have not recovered. Anyway, I will welcome all of you. CM, you're welcome. I see you came in. And then Masker, you're also welcome. It's going to be a good discussion today. I'm sure you have seen all that Dr. Wunmi was able to, say concerning Nigeria, the past, the present, and probably near future. And that future, he was also able to paint it. If we go the way we are going, what will be the result of the future? He also painted a picture for us in a nation where generals are acquired by Riktak army. What will be of that same nation also if the government have lost the monopoly of violence? And so it becomes a bit difficult for anybody's life to be, to be sure of what tomorrow will bring. Anyway, I want to welcome CM. CM, did you listen to him? And if you did, what is your takeaway from the discussion he had with Dr. Rudolph?
Okay. Good evening from here, Keja. And good evening. Good evening, Masker. Yeah, Gerin.
So,
Lafia CM, how are you?
Actually, actually, I listened, but I wouldn't say I joined midway and I left somehow one at a point because I was busy with something else. What I heard him say, the guy really read history.
He's a historian.
He had history as a background, yes. So there are things he said that I know and there are one I have to always quote him. On the 20-pound policy to give in to Ndibu, he was quite clear that it was after the war. If you can, as Igbo man, you are returning back. If you can show evidence that you have a bank account before you left in Nigerian bank, it's not the amount that matters. They were given 20 pounds. That is clear. But the propaganda following now, people say it was after the war that Biafrans packed their Biafran currency and want to put in Nigerian bank, which is a lie. So what Wunmi said today, being a Yoruba man, he worked closely with Awolowo, confirmed that. Not that we didn't know. We know. We know. So for him to have said it, I just said, okay, yes, the man has a sense of history. He's up to his game. The second one is, he said he should have been in the Ministry of Foreign Service. That's where that was his dream, to be an ambassador, honorable, and all those. That he was almost on the course of being sent to Poland. It happens that Awolowo suggested that there is no point opening foreign missions when we are at war and we are borrowing money. Look at the word borrowing money. That's okay. But the propaganda you had after this thing was Awolowo managed Nigerian economy during the wartime without borrowing shishi, without borrowing a kobo. You see it? It does not rhyme. And from the decision Awolowo took, it made sense. You are prosecuting a war, you are borrowing money, why are you sending people? Why not concentrate? So it made sense then, but the issue is that he has confirmed, because I can always quote in Dr. Wunmi Akintide, BA History, University of Ife. So he's saying it, that they were borrowed money to prosecute the war. Oil boom was after 1970. Nobody was booming oil when there is war-torn area. They are fighting in the creek, fighting all over the eastern region where the oil is. Where is the oil booming? It was after the war they started oil boom. So during the war, Awolowo borrowed money. So that ends that. Nobody should come and say Awolowo manage the economy without borrowing kobo. All those nonsense that people just keep saying, as if, twisting history. Then the most important thing is this 20-pound policy that he cleared. Also, not that I'm not hearing it for the first time. but he said the truth, and that is how it should remain. So to him and all other things he said about some I did not really agree. Like I think he was saying something like the hope he expressed about Nigeria and then the way he started. I mean, he said during the war, the way they make it after Hausa Fulani Igbo, they conspired maybe to make Awolowo not to become president. No, that's not true. That is outright propaganda. That is not true. As simple as that. Because the position they were doing then is not presidential, whereby you vote for one man. It was parliamentary. If you want to be prime minister or anything, make sure your party win the greatest number of seats in the parliament. It's as simple as that. So ab initio, there are more seats to be won in the northern region than in the western region or eastern region. All it takes is give a little bit of an effort. If you are from the east, you penetrate the north, win more seats. After winning your own seat, then you add it up. Or if you are from the north, you don't even need the south. You concentrate on that your area. If you win more seats, in the end, you say you have more seats means members of parliament, just like they have in UK here. You might even be in your bed sleeping. The moment they announce that Party A has a 500 the highest number of elected legislators, automatically from that your bedroom, you are now a prime minister. That is to say, and if the day your members decide to cross carpet, or maybe they say they resign from your party and they move elsewhere or whatever, and your own diminish, you lose. You lose. So there has never been a point where the Zeke conspire to make sure that Action Group didn't win more seats, and that more seats would have been the give Awolowo the prime minister. So all those propaganda, I don't know why he still dealt that with, despite his exposure. When I heard that, I wasn't hard. I just felt that, you see, sometimes some people may not outgrow certain things. So he picked me because the system is parliamentary. You see, UK here, that's where I am. I'm in England. There is no way. The moment any party has highest number of members of parliament, or even if you're a cripple, if they say you are the leader of the party and you the person to be prime minister, you must also win your own seat. You will be one of those members of parliament. It's just like first among equal, primus inter pares. Then they just say you are the prime minister. You don't argue it. It's not presidential whereby INEC didn't return you.
But CM, if I may just buck it a little bit. I think Dr. Okay.
Wunmi
Akintide,
Akintide.
yeah, Dr. Wunmi was quite clear on that. You see, even he accepted Mr. James's assertion or explanation of how things were going in South Africa, even though he knew. So I even said that Mr. James has given him a line of sight he has never seen before, and accept that. You see, if you are here and you brought your own understanding, you equally accept it, because like he said, nobody knows everything. So, and that has always been where I stand with people who come and try to claim they know everything. Nobody can ever know everything. Nobody's an island. Knowledge is vast. It's just like an elephant. You may be touching it from the tail, you say it's very slim. When you're touching it from the leg, you say it's just big and round and tall. If you're touching it from the stomach, you say it looks like. So there's different aspects of it which you can take, and I believe that's where he had come from today. He didn't say he knows, and he was telling more like personal story. So if you take it from that point, you will not be offended by what he said. You just know that it's his own understanding. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, CM.
Yeah, yes, I do. I couldn't, like I said, I didn't have time to join. So, but in all it, apart from this one I spotted, I like the man's, let me say, the background and his humility, so to speak, because I don't know him from a close range. The way he spoke, I can easily put a picture to the type of family background he comes from. He was quiet and looking a fulfilled man, very happy, saying what he's saying, the role he played, how trajectory of life pushed him from one place to the other, what he planned, and then what his father told him, and all those things. And
Yeah.
because, like when he said he went for the interview for the Legion of Cross or something, as children of people of soldiers who fought in the Second World War. what his father did to him was what my own father will do. Because if I say, what if they ask you this? I was even expecting that the father might even remove his photograph and say, take it, show them this photo, say, this is my father. But those medals he produced is a clear evidence. And the father anticipated. Imagine what the father told him, that there's a tendency that there are some Nigerians that will show up, even whose parents or whose father are not general. So to tell you the idea to be corrupt or how to influence certain things, no, it didn't start today. It's been a long time. He told him, he said, this interview you are doing, there are others that their parents are not even anything, but they will like to show up, and they feel that one way or the other, fate will play it on them, or they can, wriggle their way through. So for you to distinguish yourself from them, you never know, they may ask, how do we know? And eventually the thing happened. So he's a good father and he's a good parent. I think he learned something from it. By and large, he's nice type of person to have as a friend. He will give you the background. I would have even probed him to tell us during the war, because he started, that was when he was graduating, deceased. He graduated before the war, like he said, I think from 1963 to 1966, when he was graduating from Ife or something like that. So he should have, as a young man, he will be quite, captivated with what was happening before he now left. I would have asked him, let him tell me his assessment of what happened that led to even the Aburi, because Aburi Accord, that is the build up to it. That's what I will ask him, because then it used to after the coup, after the first coup, 1966. So the event of 1966 that led to January 1967, when they hosted Aburi conference, Aburi meeting with Ojukwu and Gowon and the Nigerian side. So I would have loved him to say, what can you recollect? The exchange coming from both sides. So because that is the most important year in Nigeria's history, a build up to the war, 1966. That is the most important year. No full warfare, a year that hosted 2 military coups, and then with all the bloodshed, whether the military bloodshed from January 66, May 66, July 66, August 66, September 66, and then before you now move on to January. So I would have loved him to say, if he could juggle his memory and then give us what his own opinion are. It doesn't necessarily mean to be the truth, but from his own perspective, what can he say about that? That would have sort of garnished the discussion we had today with him very well. But let me give you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. He equally touched a bit on that war and talked about how it was fought and the brain behind the tactics that was employed both on the Nigerian side and on the Biafran side. When the issue of the Ogbunigwe became much, the North also devised their own means by using cows to send cows in front, so that those cows would trap up the Ogbunigwes, and then eventually the soldiers would come without being harmed. So, and then of course he talked about who was the Madabu. Madabu, of course, I would have heard from him. I don't think he's still living now. He was the brain behind the tactical commands and all that. He is really power, as he said, who was behind the Biafran elongation of the war. And then the sheer doggedness and the determination of the soldiers on the Biafran side, because according to what he said, which we already know, that they were fighting people with guns with almost nothing. And that made it, people were surprised that even the war itself lasted that long. Also, you see, he was able to bring, and that's what I like, because my late dad talked about it. That was what made, that was the singular most destroying factor in Igbo land that brought all the nonsense you see today, armed robbery and all that. That singular action of giving every family 20 pounds, whether you have 10 children or 20 children, whether you were a millionaire before or you're a businessman or whatever repute that you had nothing. Okay? He was given 20 pounds. And if with your own 20 pounds, you may be coming back from where I've gone to receive it. And those people still have guns to wait for you on the road and collect your 20 pounds. So what are you going to do? So when they come, that is how the armed robbery came into Igbo land, because those who still had their guns, who didn't submit their guns to the federal government, now use their guns to now collect other people's 20 pounds, and so it became like you at the end you had nothing. Anyway, Maskaya, welcome. I'm sure you also followed, and what will be your takeaway from what we discussed?
All right. Good evening, KJ, and thank you for your service for constantly holding these shows. I
Thank
know
you, sir.
it's not. mm, I know it's not easy. Well done, CM. Yeah, they.
So,
Baraka,
Muna, I,
Baraka, ala kemu.
I mean, okay, my.
Dami and Kuka.
I'm an ardent football fan, even though I'd wanted to, with the resignation of Pep Guardiola from coaching, I'd wanted to seize that opportunity to also retire from being a football fan. But unfortunately, things don't happen like that. So my kids, because they know I'm an ardent football fan, when this World Cup starts, they keep coming to me, cajoling me, Daddy, this team is playing, that team is playing. So they took me away for the bulk part of the evening. But at some point, when I noticed that, look, the problem with football is that it will be a repeat, nothing new. It will be the same thing. Go and listen to Dr. Damages. Who knows? Something can come out of this constant. Even though it sounds like football, also every day we tend to be passing. It's almost the same thing. We play the same game, even though it's longer than football. But who knows? I'm sure something may come out of it. At least for me, there are perspectives I had before. They've changed. And I believe also as we talk, even the people we interact, I think a lot of us, our perspective are also changing. All right. So I joined him towards the end. The first thing that got through to me, is an old man, undoubtedly. But even on this platform, a lot of young people, they will take a story, and by the time they go halfway, you see that they've lost their bearing. Another story. So this one, when he was narrating a story on, and you see, you can't put one word to that story. It's the story of how he got the scholarship. It's the story of how he became a teacher. It's the story of how he nearly went into the military. But you see, he would take different legs of the story, and you're wondering, like, for somebody like me, I've already said, oh, this old man, let's see how far he can carry the story. But believe you me, I was so impressed.
Yes, me
He
too.
will take the story from this angle, take you to this place. You think that he have lost his bearing, then he will come back and pick up from where he left it, carry the story, and in the end, you will see that this man cerebrally is just as good as a 20-year-old guy. This is not lost on me. It's not lost on me.
Yes, sir.
Because for me, that really is the starting point of the kind of people you should listen to, because a lot of us can't even articulate the ideas even inside us. We are all over the place. So when we are talking, the truth is that we are generally confusing people, not convincing people. A lot of us talk, and after talking, you leave your audience confused rather than convinced in terms of what message you're passing across. So for me, that was very pleasant. The second thing that I noticed about the man that's also very pleasing for me is I like people who, I call them people without black box. These are people that, see, when they talk, they are talking from the inside with not too much filter. They don't play to the gallery, and they are not trying to please you. But they are speaking with conviction. For me, these are my best people in life. If this man was close to me, every now and then, I will find my way to his house, maybe Sunday, Saturday, spend 1 hour, 2 hours just listening to him. You will be a much wiser person. And I think I need to commend Mr. Rudolph once again for bringing somebody like that. I didn't pay too much attention to the things he was saying, because for me, once you're intellectually sound, cerebrally articulate, and you're generally on a philosophical, well, I would say intellectually honest also, meaning that you believe in what you're saying. You're not trying to be disingenuous. Look, I would believe most of the things you would say. Of course, sometimes I may disagree with things, but I can see, just like you rightly pointed out, KJ, these are the kind of people that if you point them to their misconceptions, they will be willing to accept, you know. So I think it was a good show.
Yes, sir.
I really admired the man. And when I started searching for him, I saw that even he wrote a beautiful article, even though I totally disagree with him. He wrote an article about Buhari. I think the title is If You Know What I Know, Buhari Will Be the Next President. This was during the 2007 election, where he went in, wrote a beautiful piece about Buhari. And so these are the kind of Nigerians, honestly, who are detribalized. Like I said, even though I will disagree with him, reading through the article, I disagree with him on a lot of things. Not because what he said is not true, but because I think, just like you also said, he was looking at that elephant from just one side. That the man is an honorable man. For me, I believe leadership of such a complex country like Nigeria requires also a lot of other attributes, just beyond being a gentleman. I always argue that Nigeria had a lot of gentleman leaders. Nobody would convince me. It would be, okay, let me step down lower. It would be difficult to convince me that Shagali or Abubakar Tafawa Balewa were not gentlemen. It would be difficult to convince me that Goodluck Jonathan was not a gentleman. It would be difficult to convince me that Buhari was not a gentleman. But the evidence or the outcome has shown that what Nigeria really is looking for is not a gentleman leader, because there are so many crooks. And you could see from all the effort, you would see that people are trying to bring somebody like Goodluck Jonathan back again. And you ask yourself why. The simple answer is that, look, this is what Nigeria does to itself all the time. We put people here on top who are not really in charge, so that a lot of other people will do their shenanigans and wreck the country, you know. So, but after all has been said and done, I think he's a good man. May the good Lord make him enjoy the rest part of his lives, and may he I just love the man. I wish him well. Let's put it that way.
Yes, sir.
It was short, but I was a very happy person listening to him.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I also am at the same place where you are. I love his outlook in life. Very simple, and yeah, not.
And his humility also. You know, he said like he was working for sure.
Yes.
I mean, like, I will try to find my way to meet that man. Sincerely, these are the kind of people one should sit with.
Yes, I like him. Okay. Odum.
Just say OT.
Yeah, OD. What's
no, it's not audio, it's OT.
There's no T here now.
OT. This is consigned. It's Odun Nebuago.
Oh, okay. Odum in Ebuago. Now. Okay, is for those who do not understand, is the full interpretation is that the king, the lion or the tiger that kills the lion. I don't understand. Let me interpret it.
No, the leopard. The
Okay.
leopard that kills the lion. The
leopard that kills the lion. Okay.
That kills the lion.
KJ, you got what KJ CM. Let KJ call you class for your hand already.
No problem.
So I didn't listen to the man actually, but with what Master and CM have said, he looked like he was a good one though. So I didn't listen to him. I was busy somewhere. I went to work, just came back. So I don't know the topic. I just log in to, have my own time.
So Jay is more of
All
an
right.
Aboki than an Igbo man.
This guy don't come now.
He don't come now. No go let us rest. Go back for night.
Before, please, before we go further, consign, try and make it possible. I want to have your number. There's something I want us to discuss. I don't know whether you give it to KJ, from KJ to me, probably, if you don't mind.
Concern or master?
Are you not doing that? You be concerned. Have you things I don't forget?
Nah, the KJ. Ụzọ eluigwe.
Uzo be name.
Ụzọ eluigwe. I change every time. I be handsome boy, no pimple. Correct.
Okay.
So, what I'm saying is, what Mask and CN have said, I think that the man did a very good job. He take care of his end, So I don't have more to say because I didn't listen, so I don't know what to say. I don't know if you're entering the topic of the day, so we can contribute. So let me not to talk what I didn't know. No.
Okay, if you're waiting for the topic of the day, let's hear from Ozie, because Ovie was here and had his concern also. So let's hear from him before we go to the topic of the day. The topic of the day is simply the current affairs that's going on right now. I want to deal with the issue of losing military men, anyhow, generals for that matter, okay, and just losing people every now and then with no desire to stop it. So let's discuss that, because what is so painful to me, I don't know him personally, the man who was kidnapped with his wife. But what's paining me the most is the response of the Nigerian media to say that he died of complications. What nonsense! If they didn't take him from his house, will he die of complications? So why don't you just say he died in the house of his captors? You want to paint the government to be nice. You say he died of complications. Somebody who is that age sleeping inside the distance.
So now you see why some of us don't like you journalists, JJ. You see it. Thank God you are
No. We see these things now, but you see, in a more sane society, nobody will say that kind of thing. And then some people, when they even try to interview, they want to push it to you to accept that he died of complications. Okay, you don't know what happened to the man. You don't know whether they want to balanga his wife, and he said to say, "Look, I won't live to see this." You don't know. You don't know what happened. The son, I just posted this. I just posted this earlier when we started. Sorry, 1 minute. This is the son. This is what the son said. Okay. Only Kaduna State government can explain how my father's corpse was retrieved. Okay. So it means that the family doesn't even have a hand in it. It means that whatever you are saying on the media is not even close to the truth. Okay. But let's hear from Ovie, so I don't hug the mic. Let's hear from Ovie.
About the security, about
Dr. Wunmi.
Oh, doctor. He did well. I mean, he has a very interesting life. I envy him for that. He is at the center of pretty much what today Nigeria represents. So he knows a lot, and is from the way he speaks, he's still very much aware. It's like everything happened like this like yesterday. So I did not expect him to say much than he's saying. Most of the things that he's talking about are out there. I am more interested in anybody that will tell me how the Americans and the British people were involved directly. So, but I understand it's still very early, just 56 years ago, now it didn't happen. So maybe the next, I'm looking at maybe when we don't close 80 or 100 before we will begin. By then, most of the actors, people who are involved directly are no longer with us. So I mean, from the last question I asked him, which pretty much the last question that he stopped on, tells me, give me that understanding, because he went deeper than necessarily talked about his life story and all that, but refused to touch on the question, which I understand. So that's why I believe that he's still very much, even though he's no longer active in terms of working for the Nigerian government, but he's still an asset. So he's still being watched. He's still being, and again, he's a product of the government too. So by going by his story, even from his father and all that. So I didn't don't have anything else to say with him. Not everything he said is what I expected. But again, where I kind of unlike the man when Dr. Damage play that video of him making prediction 3 years ago about Donald Trump going to prison, and him coming to recording that yes, it was wrong, and giving Dr. Damage the credit. I think that humbled me a little bit towards it, because I was kind of, from that day on, I looked at, okay, all these people are they are either on the payroll or their ideology is off. That's why, because they always lose respect for somebody who will come in the name of a PhD holder, a graduate, an expert, and all we start, we say, oh, we begin call Donald Trump name, or all these leaders begin call them names. Like, I expect better than that. If you call yourself a doctor or somebody's intellectual, you come in public space, address whether I would like it or not. Those are the leaders of those countries, regardless of how you see them. You are talking to people who, not be everybody be doing that. You just go, that man is an Hitler, he's stupid, he's an idiot. I mean, what does that even mean? Talk to us like, say we get sense. So I kind of hope that against him from that 3 years, but him coming to record and doing that, yeah, it's wrong, and give credit where it's due, actually make himself a little bit go hard on him. But as I said, he's living a very interesting life. I admire them. A city lawyer was at the real. I mean, being a secretary of defense when war they go on, you can't get better than that. All the logistic and your care. That's why I asked him that question directly. And who touch him at all. Okay. You cannot know more than somebody who is in charge of logistics as a secretary. I mean, you know everything, that you are supposed to know. So yeah, but I give it to him. He's as I said, I admire him. We hope one day we'll write a book with all sincerity before him go. Nobody saying they lie, but he omitted a lot of things. He beat around the bush a lot of things, But again,
okay, thank you, Ovie. One of the things I want you guys to give people, some room to, is when these stories are told. He's telling the story not from a textbook written by federal government. He's telling the story based on his own personal account. And his personal account can totally be different from what you are believing. So when people come and tell stories, please give them that allowance. It's their own story they are telling you, and it's his story, not my story. And so you are allowed wiggle room to say the way you want. There are certain things he said.
KJ, if you work at that level of government, you will sign a non-disclosure.
That's what
some things you can never. If I know people tell your wife, say, not to talk of telling the public. So I understand that.
There are other questions we'll ask him which he dodged, which we know he dodged. And the ones he could reveal, he still even told us that even though he's not supposed to, but he did, because now the time has gone and he's supposed to out of status. But you see, one of the things that makes the developed world a little bit different from the developing world is that we hide our own failures. And then these other people don't hide their own failures.
They do. That's why they have classified information and declassified information.
When they say
sorry, KJ, okay.
Yes.
The truth also is that some of these documents, even about this Biafra, UK has declassified a lot of documents. I can send you the link. There's this article, I think, the UK and genocide in Biafra. It's a London School of Economics website. A lot of these documents are declassified. For me, most of I say it on this platform. Anything you hear me say about the white man, it's something on record. the white man documents everything. And if you care to follow the path, you don't need to ask a black man. Go and check it. You see, it's on record of it. If you do your analysis, you will see all this.
Send me the listen. I know I read a lot of the classified information from both the MICs, and that's why they always. That's why I know the, and even all the books that the Nigerian historians are writing, they deliberately leave that part out too. So as I said, I understand. Maybe it's too early. Still, we are still in the, people will take part are still very much with us. So I don't expect them to give us graphic details of what transpired. Yeah, Masca, thank you. I mean, yes, I'm interested about the paper.
Yeah, so Masca.
Wait, let me conclude a letter.
No, ladies, listen. You can put it on the chat so those who want to go and look at it can equally go and look at it. So when we are arguing, we're all arguing from point of understanding and not thinking somebody trying to conduct. Okay, Uzo, this your children shouting. Would have to ask collecting money from them.
Okay, what I want to say, I know I was not born during the war, but I was born. I met people that fought the war. I made the destruction. So my uncle was killed by the bombs after the war, right? I met them when I was little, all right? I hear so many accounts of what happened, all right? My mother ran for the war. They ate lizard, ate whatever eatable to survive, all right? Told me how the Egyptian snappers were in my church, snapping everybody, both military and the civilian. So many they will tell you account of what they saw, all right? I have my uncle here. Also, he's 85 here. He was court-martialed by Obasanjo in a way. All right, he's here. He served for asylum to the United States. He had been here. You see, old man. He talked about the war. He cried. He started crying. He was a welfare commander. He commanded. He stood in Igbocha. He stood in Port Harcourt he was working under Colonel Hedrika of Biafra. Yeah. He talk about the war for you. That's accounts. People that fought the war, people that saw the massacre, people that saw everything. They start crying. That's why you will not see them come here to talk. Because when they start, old man will start crying, shedding tears. That's everyone will start begging. So that will see them come. They say a lot happened. A lot happened. So, and with that, we are born after the war and everything. Only generation you don't hear, it will remain there. We all grow to like, okay, war has gone. Let's move on. Let's move on with our lives. So if you got to go account, Ojukwu and Gowon, they are the only one that know why the war started. They are the only one that will tell what the war. But with account of what happened in the war, people can tell you what happened in the war, what happened with your kid, everything. They will tell you how everything. They will tell you. So they will tell you everything. What happened in the war. They will tell you how the war started. What is disagreement? What is disagreement that started the war? All right. Nobody will tell you. Gowon have wrote his book. He give account of how everything that he said. Ojukwu won't be there to defend or to say, okay, this is this, or this is not. That's only two people that can tell what happened. Every other person, the soldiers, they will tell you what they faced during the war, how they were killed up. So for me, war have come and gone. I hope my grandmother will say, he won't talk about war. It means you don't know what it is. When you see war, you won't measure war with your mouth. When you see war, it won't be here and talking about war. When war visit you for 3 years, it won't be here talking about war. He has 7 children. 7 of them will run different angle. For the 1 year, you don't know if they are dead or alive. You don't know where they are. When you see war, he won't be here and be shouting war. War is not a good thing. The war is not a good thing. So that's why most people that fall that way won't see they come here to talk about it because they can't hold their tears or what happened. So I think we'll move forward. That's just my own little. Can go ahead and talk about that thing, you know. But nobody will tell you what happened in the war. Nobody will give account. Even 60%.
Yeah. Not now, at least. Maybe not now. Few more decades. We will hear we will read more the reality. But the man, I give him his bit by bit, yeah, more men like this, they come out. In fact, if Dr. Dameji getting hold of him before, I mean, it is way late in his waiting, so we are lucky to see have him giving the direct account of his own contribution. So more people like that come out from every angle, would as time goes on, we would appreciate our past, and maybe we can, build the future, because what is happening in Nigeria today is still very much heavily seated on that what happened uh, before the Civil War and during the Civil War. So it's still very much determined our power, our policy, our politics, our social cultural economy, everything. Even though younger generation are coming up to, challenge most of those in and trying to look beyond them, but we are still, even as far as those men who are in charge of our institution and in our government, we are actively involved in what happened. We are still going to be in limbo. But of course, we should try and keep the conversation going, especially among the older folks. Bit by bit, we go to know. You know, that's my take on the man. Nigeria is still, the path is still yet unknown to the majority of us, and until that is open up for conversation, we go to struggle. That's our reality as far as I'm concerned. We
Okay.
go to wobble and fumble until maybe we'll get around one day. One step forward, two step backward. However we want to do, but maybe if we can't get it, if we can't crack the big open of our generation, maybe our children will, because that conversation has to
The American children, Abby. On my own children, I can't crack and open with America. American children.
People were there abroad now, just 1%.
This guy.
We were there abroad. We
Okay.
know consequential. We just get loud.
So let's move on. All right. So Doctor, I think those who didn't watch it should go back and watch it. But let's make traction so we can end exactly the time we want to end. The news media carried all the details that the Borno state government released into the public 720 ex Boko Haram fighters, calling them regenerated and reinstated. Now, these people have been doing this thing over and over, and eventually it will cause problem. I have a video here. I don't want to show because but people running from their community in Sokoto State. They're running away from because the bandit or the perceived bandits were coming and they were running in a different direction. Everybody was running away. Now, I also said earlier that I have information here that they released the wife of the general that died in. And then there's a data community that everybody had run away because nobody lives there now because of the activities of these people. But the sad part is that there's a young army officer who they just betrayed. Well, the story says he was betrayed and was spied. His name is General O.O. Brimo, the youngest Nigerian general, very articulate young man, and the firepower needed for the execution of that case was not there. They didn't get it, even though I requested for it to be sent. The report we hear is that they said that what he was asking for will require the approval of the president through the NSA. That is hearsay, and I cannot attest to that. So, but the thing is that we, as it is now, nowhere in Nigeria is safe. If you like to be in the southeast, I have pictures and videos of the southeastern people running away from their community. If you like to be in the southwest, we have also videos of southwest people running away. If you are in the north, it's even worse because there's nowhere to hide. Gentlemen, what is happening? Is the Nigerian army not efficient? Or is that we just have not lost the courage to fight for our country? What do you say, Mr. Sien?
Okay. I rather approach this insecurity question from how did we come about being insecure to this level or to this magnitude? Simply because some politicians felt that they need to take over power from Jonathan. Deliberately, they place their resources at the service of people they have to invite to the country in preparation that whatever happens, whether Jonathan win or even if he win or didn't win and he refused to quit, then there will be mayhem. Eventually, Jonathan pulled the rug from under their feet before they could tally the results and finish everything. He sort of considered defeat, and then that sort of caught them unawares. And since then, Nigeria has not known peace to this level. When I say peace, to this level we are now. That is the background, the way I know it. Now, but the issue is,
But
it does not really, but the issue is, now that we found ourselves in this quagmire, what do we do? Yes, you can be guided by history. You learn from history, but do not be detained by history. So what do we do? I do not have a knowledge of military background, but I listen to those who must have had knowledge or practitioner in the field. One of the people I tend to repeat what the person said is former President Olusegun Obasanjo. At the height of when that Kwara State would happen, because it was a shocker, Obasanjo, in addressing it or in making passing comment, he said, Nigerians are being killed or pied. Let me just change the word.
right,
Nigerians are being pied, whether you are from the north or from the south, whether you're a Muslim or a Christian. And our government seem incapable of doing anything to help. Nigeria is a member of the international community. Why can't we cry out? I still cannot fault that statement. Coming from Obasanjo, who must have seen it all in terms of leadership in Nigeria, military, civilian. I'm not passing judgment on his administration, whether he did well or not, but I'm giving him in his CV, he will say that he has been a military head of state and a civilian head of state, totaling, I think, 11 years out of our national life of over 60 years post-independence. So I felt, and being somebody, when I say a practitioner, Obasanjo fought in the Congo 2 years after the war. 2 years after independence. There was something like, an uprising in the Congo. Patrice Lumumba had to cry out, so to speak. United Nations sent troops. These troops are from different countries, assembled and sent to the Congo. Nigeria contributed troops under the then Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa. Yes, and Obasanjo was one of the people that fought there. When the Ironsi was also part of Nigerian contingent. When they went there, the United Nations has to make Ironsi the commander of the entire troops from different countries of the world. So Obasanjo has got that experience of being a practitioner in the field before he even fought on the Nigerian side during the Civil War. Then after that, Nigeria as a country has been involved in different peacekeeping missions all over the world. I didn't know that Nigeria has been to Lebanon. Our troops in this case, that's what I'm talking. So many African, I think that when I Googled it, were giving me about 38 or 32 African countries. But coming nearer home, we've been to Sierra Leone. These are recent ones. We've been to Liberia. Of course, Nigeria is the prime mover of ECOWAS, both in resources, man and material. So we've been to Gambia to restore whatever is there. We've been to Sierra Leone. We've been to Liberia. other African countries. We've been to Sudan, we've been to Namibia, we've been to South Africa, we've been to even Kenya, I think Uganda, so many countries, Tanzania. Nigeria has all been to so many of these countries. Lebanon, even when I saw, even Haiti, Iran. I didn't know Nigeria has been to Iran before. That's what I saw. So, be that as it may, Nigeria has been to go and keep peace. Not because those countries are incapable, they don't have their military to fight for them. But at this situation Nigeria is now, our own homegrown military, they do not have the capacity. Our resources, a country that borrows to finance budget, we do not have it to confront them now. But what do? We cannot fold our arms. Now, it happens that Nigeria, when the going was good, it's like somebody who put money in the bank. Now you want to go and withdraw it. That's why you save. So all those peace missions Nigeria has been going all over the world, it's like putting money in the bank. Now is the time for Nigeria to go and sort of withdraw. Why can't, like Obasanjo said, Obasanjo is a member of the board of directors of Ford Foundation and some other things, where he belonged to. For him to say, let us cry out. Why can't Nigeria cry out? I envisage a situation whereby the UN, maybe under the UN forces, because if you say America come in, America or Israel come or Russia, let's just say go to AU, to Africa. Nigeria will not raise eyebrow. You see Tanzanian troops, you see Kenya, you see Namibia, and you see Mozambique, you see Zambia. Let us get them. AU can help us because we are losing it. At least you put them in the soft areas. It will help to quieten things. It doesn't mean that Nigerians, we won't continue our normal building up our military capacity. No, it doesn't. But the way it is now, it's like somebody who is hungry, desperately hungry. You have food in the house, but you said it will take you long to cook it. Let me for now buy this mama put and eat so that I will not go. That is just what we need to do now. So when Obasanjo said that, and I respect him for that, Nigeria need to cry out. We've helped other African countries maintain peace. We now cry out, let them come and help us. And by coming to help us, the burden cannot just be on Nigeria in terms of financing it, funding it. AU may take it up because it's a member state. We are being threatened, albeit our own making, because some greedy politicians or some people who feel Nigeria belongs to them has to invite terror to be able to take over power, which means you don't even love your country in the ab initio. So to me, that should be the solution, the most feasible, is practical, that we can look up to now. It's not enough of okay, why should even then we don't even have enough from the look of things. If you the way Nigerian troops are, we don't even have enough. Even if then the morale is low, what is it called? The morale is low in the armed forces. Recruiting new people, I know some from the southeast, they say they don't want to join. Because the army is no longer the army of 1975, 76, 80, 85, up to 1990. It's no longer professionalized. So a lot has happened, and then look at the remuneration. So a lot of things are bad. I don't want to go into that one, but my solution is let us hit what Obasanjo said. Let us even give it a try. The world will help us. Our African brothers will send troops. Are you telling me that if possible, Sierra Leone have their own, they can be able to give us, or Liberia can come to our aid, or other countries we've been to? They will say, okay, let them go and help Nigeria since we shouted. But because of vested interest in this war on terror in Nigeria, this is another thing we have to consider. Because of the vested interest of those in power, they are using it they don't want it to stop. Otherwise, they cannot run us out of town. It's impossible. They can't run us out of town. So a lot of things should go into it. But then, as of today, 15th June, what we need, because it's not the next day in UK. As of the day, 15th June, Monday, what we need is an African volunteer force or sort of multinational force to come to Nigeria, and then at least to help to quieten tension. And then as we now navigate away from this, otherwise, look at the way they are moving like wildfire from the north down to southwest. Now they are moving to the southeast, they encircle the country. Is that what we want? In that case, we become difficult. So what Obasanjo said a month or 2 months ago is still valid, and I know that has my vote. Thank you.
Put a little correction. CN. Sometimes we take this insecurity from when Tinubu Bori take over. I don't think he's right, because I remember 1996, 95, 96, Jos was where this thing started like heavily. I used to go to Jos then. I saw butchered. I saw what happened in Jos. Eyewitness. I saw a lot between 95, 96.
No,
so
listen, you didn't listen to me. I said
then.
On this level. Listen, I defined it. I said on this scale. Listen. So if you maybe KJ, you play back my voice later. I said that's why I raised my hand.
Even though you said,
hold on.
Scale.
I said on this scale. What we are talking in Jos, when they're operating in Jos, we are not operating in Oyo. We are not operating in what is it called, Zamfara?
It started one place now.
I said, no. Because you sounded me out. So let me correct you. Let me correct you straight away, so that it does not linger. Later you go and listen. I defined it. I said on this scale. We've never had it on this scale. It's like a wildfire consuming the entire country because it was invited. Then when you are talking in Jos, it's a nucleated something. It does not stop people from Oyo from going to school. Do you know that in Ondo State they have to close down some schools just ahead of time so that they do not fall victim? So where has it happened in Nigeria like that before? Please quote me rightly. I mean, I said on this scale. That's what I'm saying. This is unique. I defined it.
We are didn't get what you say on this scale, but on time of the buy, I'm taking over. I remember I remember I was in Jos when they wanted to install an enemy in Terminus, Jos. The indigenous said no. I know how many people that gone. Shanda local government, how many the whole village was gone. In this between 95, 96. So that's why it started little by little like that. Nobody cares. I stopped going to Jos because of that. I lost all my local. I stopped going to Jos because my mom used to if I go to Jos again, before I come back, I go to kill herself before I even come back because of the massacre going in there. Local government chairman was massacred. Chiefs, like it was started for a long time. So not because of okay, because the election have started, but nobody cares. The South didn't care. Or everybody cares. Let's happen to the North. Now it has reached everybody. So that's what everybody's crying right now. So let's push it back a little and find where this problem started. Where this problem started. Not just about the election. It's about takeover. I remember quite all right. The youth was they grouped themselves with machetes. Like there was what they call a law. So they have to be a state of emergency in social shutdown. All right, a state of emergency, social shutdown because of the whole thing between 95, 96. There's a lot of life that was lost then. You know what I know, just know what I did. Now you have like spread all over the place. So this security is a program stuff. It's not just like election. So any program to take over the whole Nigeria. So it's coming.
Okay. All right, sir. I don't think you are totally correct in that history, but that's not the reason why we're here today. Because disturbances in the north didn't start from Jos. Jos was one of the major epicenters, yes. But
that's where I know. That's where I know. I don't know that place. That's where I know. Yeah.
You had the Metaseni riot. You had the Ben Murray Bruce riot of most beautiful girl in Nigeria. You had many other. But our center point now is not tracing what we have had or what we didn't have. Because now, water don't pass Gary. That's what we are saying.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the best way now? What's the best advice we can give to our people, irrespective of where they are, or how to guard themselves against the forthcoming, because it's coming, as the case may be. I have a video, I can't play it because of censorship, of them moving from southwest to south in numbers, and they are displaying what they are carrying. The video is trending there. If you're on Twitter space, you may see it. So it simply means that they are going. The other day, somebody sent me a video. I went to school in part of my schooling days where in Ogoja. I have friends from there. A person sent me a video from Boki. Boki is one of the remotest part of river across River State, and the people were running away because of the same terrorists are coming in from Cameroon. So we are totally surrounded. What is your advice, Masker, to those people who are around your community now, and those people who are in the places where people are being, you know, being, I don't want to use the word, but they are being harassed every day. What would be your advice to them? How can they go and guide themselves against what is coming?
Okay, but you can't talk about what to do without, no matter how short or brief, an analysis of one's understanding of the problem. I agree with you. We don't have to go into the historical genesis or start arguing whether it started from Jaws, it started from Maiduguri, it started from Maitatsine, or whatever it is. My starting point, obviously, as well, will be from a geopolitical perspective. Okay. Yes, one can argue like Odum Negboagu is arguing. Yeah, you can say maybe the real Fulani local community conflagration actually started from Plateau State. Okay, but it's one part of the problem in Nigeria. I don't think it's the most significant. Even Boko Haram, I will argue, is not the most significant part of our current problem. This thing really escalated when Libya fell. And I think part of it also, it's the outcome of wars around us in places like Chad. But most importantly, the arms infiltration started from the fall of Libya. So it has its roots in geopolitics. But if you move on from that, I think we are where we are today simply because, to my understanding, this is the result of the corruption we talk about. Sometimes when people talk about corruption, my argument has always been that corruption, the problem with corruption is not about the money that people steal. The analogy I always give people about corruption is like if you have a driver and you have a Rolls Royce, and you give your driver, let's say 50,000, or let's say 100,000 now that fuel is expensive. You give him 100,000 to go to the filling station to buy fuel. Because the guy is corrupt, he goes to buy, let's say, 30,000 naira fuel, and then he goes and buy 20,000 naira kerosene and mix the two and put in your Rolls Royce. In monetary terms, he have cheated you of how much, KJ? You are muted, KJ.
Both your vehicle and the money
No. Yeah, I'm just saying that as of today, in monetary terms, how much has he cheated?
He had cheated you of 50,000 naira.
Okay, so what do you think will be the biggest impact for you? Is it the 50,000 or the fact that the engine of that Rolls Royce
of the Rolls Royce is gone?
This is the problem with corruption. This is fundamentally the problem with corruption, and this is how we must all understand corruption. The problem we are dealing with is nothing more than corruption. We have the military, like CM said, even though he is in the stories, he wasn't Patrice Lumumba, because Congo got its independence in 1960, June 30th, 1960. At the time they got their independence, we were not independent. Patrice Lumumba was killed in 1961, I think 13th of February or January, thereabout. But the fact of the matter, where CM is absolutely correct, is that Nigerians actually went to Congo for peacekeeping. Okay, our military had been sound, especially during the military era, when the military were the ones ruling the country. But today, I can tell you that on 3 counts, take morale. I've said it even, I think, yesterday or last week. What is it? Sorry, guys. I said it last week or yesterday. There's this Mama P. You would see that she's doing a video, Justice for Justice. What was Justice fighting for? Justice was simply saying that the food that they give them as military people is not good enough. I mean, so if as a military person, you don't even have enough food to eat, is it then that you don't have enough food? Are you going to have enough weapons, arms, and ammunition? And by the way, Ovia, I've sent you some of these links in terms of the connection between UK and the Biafra issue, in terms of what happened. Just check your WhatsApp as a by the way. But the point I'm making is that Nigerian military today, there is video, they are complaining that they are not being fed. So how is morale going to be okay for a man? You are asking me to go and fight. You haven't even given me food. We're at food level. And why is there a food issue? It's because of corruption. The top people will collect and corner this money. So that's food that I'm using as a, and I'm sure CM will understand what I'm saying. If you're doing some sort of theoretical analysis and we're looking for something to use as a basis for morale, I'm taking food now in my model to represent morale. If the man is not eating and is not fed well, therefore I would posit that his morale is almost zero. Okay? 2, in terms of the technical, the hardware of warfare, the kind of motors, how much fuel, how old, half of, I'm sure Nigerians will refurbish things. Look, there are some things, because we're in public domain, it's difficult to say. But I've known some of these barracks in Nigeria, some of the mechanized barracks. If you enter that, really, it's like you are in 1960. Just to tell you how much decay, the decay in terms of infrastructure in Nigeria is not only to roads and other parts, it across the board. Across the board, we are decaying as a country. The money that is supposed to go for maintenance and rejuvenation is not going anywhere but inside people's pocket. Back to corruption. And I think it was even yesterday, I was saying that when we were kids, intelligence, even in Nigeria, was a big deal. You would see a white man, a madman somewhere in the market every time he's around. Later, you see him somewhere well-dressed, and the story, you realize that this guy was just a security guy. He was an intelligence guy. The truth is, there is no way you can fight a war without intelligence. It's impossible. So on these 3 counts, on morale, on the hardware of warfare, on intelligence, I can tell you that just think back of that Rolls Royce. All the engine of these things have all knocked. The morale of our military is very low. I am sure that we are not getting the best of hardwares. Look, all these people that are kidnapping people, don't you think that people are paying and you think they are not business people? They will go back and heavily invest in arms and ammunition, these bandits. I will not be surprised that their arms and ammunition will be superior to our military. And of course, I will not be surprised that their intelligence, because with money today, I will not be surprised these guys have drones. I will not be surprised if these bandits will be using drones, will be using all sorts of intelligence. You know, so for me, part of it is corruption. But the solution, I will agree with Sia. The way to go about this thing, increasingly, I'm really beginning to agree with that line of action. And it's not a new thing. Kwame Nkrumah canvassed for what he called the Africa Command. Because the truth is that you don't expect white people to come and solve your terrorism issues. Okay, you don't expect Arabs to come and bring their military here into the black continent. What I believe is that because there is corruption in Nigeria, if we can convince a lot of the African countries through AU to put up a military command, a combination of people from different countries, Because that's what this country needs. They need people who don't want to hear anything, who will come with their heavy guns, and they will tell you, so area, we don't want to see anybody from so time to so. If you are there at your own peril. I used to know that even when, during my childhood, when military come for their exercise, they will distribute leaflet, they will announce, it's just exercise, so it's just a practice, but you shouldn't be in that area. We all know. This thing is not too complicated. If we can get to outsource this thing, not like outsourcing, but what I mean is that if you allow this thing to be truly a Nigerian issue because of corruption, you won't see the end of it. We need to get some sort of support, and I think it's the other African countries that we have been supporting before. Like CM said, it's not a big deal. I've supported you before. Please, now I need you. There's no shame in it. Exactly. Let's put together an African command military. And it's not just for Nigeria. The truth is that this terrorism is not a Nigerian issue. We all Black people, maybe this will be even the basis of us really realizing that we are all together and we need to be united. I totally support CM's submission. And I think this is something that CM, maybe me and you can put a paper together and start putting it out, sincerely speaking. I think it makes a lot of sense.
That'll be good if you can do that. So
KJ, please let me put in 30 seconds. Maska, there is already what as an organ of, they call it OAU before, but it's now called AU. There's an organ called Africa High Command. That was something like an equivalent of NATO that Europeans are using to help themselves.
Yes.
NATO is purely a European initiative, though America makes an input in terms of funding and whoever leads it. So there's Africa High Command already, but I don't know how effective or how they use it. There's an African High Command. I've read about it. So this type of thing is what Nigeria needs now, like we are saying. As of today, Nigeria is what Nigeria needs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Imagine CM, the African High Command, 80% of the Nigerians.
Hold on, hold on. Now, the High Command is there, but it takes the president or the authority of the state to invite them to make a request. Is anybody making that request? The answer is no. We are telling the story.
KJ.
Hold on, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
The story of General Hussein Ibrahim, and he wasn't, not that he was not willing to fight, not that his men were not willing to fight, but their AKs was not even working properly, and even when it worked, there was no bullets. So they are just barely at the mercy of whenever those guys wanted to take them on, and they took them on. So what was simply, or my next question would have been to Uzo, who is already ready to talk. Is it that we don't have the political power, or is it that government is complicated in this issue? Is government playing a role behind? Why is this going on? Is it that?
Sorry, before you, because you made a point, and I just wanted to push back a little bit on this issue of requests. Okay. So, yes, I think no sitting government would willingly go and request for something like that. All the interventions, let's go back to the Congo intervention, or maybe we should take the ECOMOG in Liberia and Sierra Leone. I don't think these rebel leaders were the ones that came to Nigeria and say, oh, please, we need your help. No. It is the group like ECOWAS that will realize that, okay, the problem in Liberia, if we don't deal with it, it's going to come into Nigeria. Therefore, invite us or no invite us. This is the problem. It's a regional problem, and it should be dealt with. So if that is going to happen at an AU level, I am sure that by the time they have a meeting, Nigeria can only push back to a point when the people in the country understand that there is a high command that can come and assist us.
Yeah, but so my I'm pushing back also.
Okay.
The power that Nigeria waits in Africa, which African leader will go and make that kind of suggestion they should go into Nigeria?
Okay, so let me give you a good example. I can tell you that, for instance, the current Ghanaian leader that I know is not going to look at Tinubu's face. Somebody like this guy in Rwanda, I can tell you that he is nuanced enough to know that no, we can't sit down and take all these things. All these people that, let's say, what is his name? This Torre, this Niger guy, these Mali people, you think if they sit, voila, they will make sure that this thing happens? We sit here, this is the other problem with Nigerians. When
No,
see,
listen.
Let me just 10 seconds, 10 seconds, KJ. Let me say this, okay? Nobody is a god. Nobody has the vision tomorrow. But the challenge is that as a typical Nigerian, we only want to do things that we are assured of victory. And this is not how life works. You will only make the attempt. If it fails, it fails. And if it fails, as they say generally, he who is down, fails no fall. As we are in Nigeria, maybe you are in the US, me, I'm here in Nigeria, KG. It hurts me that this retired general is dead and nothing is happening. And the why is hurting me, why is very painful for me is because me as a bloody civilian now, where do I think I would look for respite? If a retired military general from Katsina State, bandits will collect him in Katsina, he will die in Katsina, and nothing is happening.
And everybody go to sleep.
Yes.
Open their mouth and say, Allah, nothing.
I am not going to listen to anybody to say that this solution is not going to work because we are already in a bad shit.
I agree. I agree with you. Whatever, we should try everything possible. Whatever should work. Because I do not look when you see that man in the midst of those people. Does he look like somebody who was frail? He wasn't frail. He wasn't looking at somebody who is sick. You know, but I can tell you for free that if they wanted to do something that would require him to say, look, I want, let it end here, he will do it because that's who they are. That's what they are trained for. Because if you tell me you cannot hold me, I want to molest my wife and I'll leave you, you better use what you have because I'm not going to leave you. You can't do that before me. So there are many sides to it. With many sides to it. But the most painful part, which is what I'm coming to Uzo, is how come those government officials, they go home and they sleep? These people, according to them, came heavily armed to hand over the body of this late general. The late general's son said, we don't know how you government got his body back. So you explain to the public. Let us look at it properly. You said that they returned the body. The family said that, no, you people handed the body to us. Who is lying here? How do we get to know what is going on? And you said you didn't do anything because they came heavily armed. Were they more armed than the military that was stationed in Katsina State? That not even one person was held back. What is the arrangement that brought back his body? Or were they holding his wife as a ransom to say, if you do this? Because I saw another post that said they returned the wife. I saw another one said they've not returned the wife. She's still in captivity. Where are we with this thing?
Master, you said it all by the corruption in the system. That's only what we need to clean. Not about Nigeria have what it takes to take out this all these insurgency in Nigeria. They have what it takes. They have the equipment. They have the money is there, but the corruption in the system will not allow that because our people say, as Nigeria keep on getting spoiled, people are enjoying. The military guys are enjoying. I know he has so many friends in the military. Got 10 of their hands there. Why do you join military? It's just for money. They didn't go there to defend Nigeria. They didn't go there to say, let me die for my nation. They're all there, someone they're going to make. Got 10 people. 8 people will tell you that they are there for the money. They are there for to liberate their family from poverty or want to. Nobody joined the military in Nigeria. At least I would say 70% of people in military. I don't think they join it just for, let me go and defend the nation. They join it for, how am I going to make? I work with close military people when I was back in Nigeria. All right, both from Bonnet Barak, Air Force, and there. I know how these people are living their large life. Even just the one that graduated from NDA, just a little boy 25, NDA, he did a large life when the little ones are there suffering. So my point is, you said this earlier on, it's just about the corruption in the system. If the corruption is being If the corruption is taken out, then we have a result. You so let them form African High Command. Who had the finance to finance that? ECOMOG was finance, and as far as I know, ECOMOG was Nigeria idea. Nigeria was powerful. They can go into any nation without even your permission to have a peacekeeping. Can Mali, Ghana just fly to Nigeria, come and start fighting Boko Haram in Nigeria? They can't do that. Can Ghana just carry their military coming to Nigeria to fight? They can't. But Nigeria can't do that. Nigeria can fly anywhere in Africa, in West Africa, to do what they don't want to do, but they are powerful in terms of West Africa. So you're talking about Sierra Leone, all those countries. Yeah, what you're saying is a good thing. They can come together, but end of the day, it is send Nigerian military people that heading Nigerian military people again. They're going to hear that command. It's just like you are putting North American to be under one command. Then you tell somebody that is not American to hear that command. So end of the day, the corruption that is Nigerian military will still be corrupt. So the only best way for me to say is this: get rid of the corruption by changing. I don't really know, but we'll get rid of the corruption. Let the military people get a better welfare. As you said, if you go to military barrack, you ask yourself, the woman be living here, or this is a pig place. If you go to police barrack, the same. If you go to only this same barrack, you will see that you see a little distance. The Air Force barrack, you see a little distance human beings lives here, and they have some they have so many trainings going on, which I don't know for now. They have a little trainings going on. Whatever that barrack I visited, you ask yourself, is it human being that are living here? So people living in such environment, you don't expect them to like leave the house. They pay them 70 or 80,000. They buy boot by themselves, buy uniform by themselves. They have nothing in their pocket left. They have their children in the school. How do you think are they going there to go and defend you? They are going. Anybody that gave them money, they will go for it. They will go for it. The best thing that Nigeria can do now is take care of their servicemen. It's not about take care of our servicemen, pay them well, get a better insurance skill. Put like if you die, like if you die in the war front, your family will be taken care of. You will see people will start applying, try to defend the nation. But if you don't do that, you keep on paying them that little change. They beg for food, beg for water, beg for things. You're expecting them to go there and give their heart. Even me, I can't. If I'm working in a company doesn't take care of me, they expect me to give 100%. I won't. I'll give them like let me finish and go home. Let me finish and go home. So my best thing we can do, let's take care of our service. If we can push that, give them a good environment to live, give them a good welfare, take care of our family. People will start applying to join the military. By the people applying to join the military, know that okay, if I have 3 kids, my kids are secured. Anything happens to me, the family goes on. But if that is not done, 80% of people in the military are just there to get that little change. Where there is war, they will just leave their gun and run away. Who want that? Who want power for war front? Nobody want power. That's the issue. None of the military men want power. If they go there, they see him pass them, they go fight their way. Nobody want to leave their family behind. They will all run away. But if they are being taken care of, I tell you, they will stay there, know that if anything happens, they are okay. They are okay. Notice the families are okay. So everybody I know, like I know few friends, I know I've called them. If they kind of have their building, even all the way to civil defense, not only military, civil defense, all the civil defense, they kind of have their building. You ask yourself, where they are making this money from? It's just like if you don't do all those side this, side that, sorry is your name. The highest crime, we all know the highest crime in Nigeria is committed by the military sons. If you go to, I live in Lagos, if you go to highest crime, you see like boss snatching, this, that, collected by military men, their children. Because some of them go there to make that money, do that one chance to come and feed the family of their father they have not seen for 2 years. They are in the barrack selling kunu, selling all these things to field. Their son will end up going to the bus stop to start making a living. And their father is somewhere defending Nigeria and the family is suffering. So my best thing for me is take off our military service. Take care of them, give them a good welfare, take care of the family, so Nigeria will change. When I was growing up, if I heard that somebody is going for a military recruit, the whole village will gather, come and see, look the person, like, clap for the, like it's like he's a god. When I was going, some people in my village went to the military recruit. They were like a god. They will celebrate them. My grandfather would kill a chicken, like use the blood to bless the person, go and come back one. All those stuff. So if Nigerian military are not taking care of nothing, that's my own point.
All right, thank you.
Please permit me. Let me ask Odunnebuago one question. Today is 15th June 2026. Given what you know, what do you think Nigeria will do today to arrest this insecurity? That is today. That's no story.
Because
give us
if they don't do anything, more people are going to die.
The practical solution Nigeria will do as at 15th June 2026. What will Nigeria do? What do you recommend Nigeria to do today?
As I said earlier on, all right, the men you have on ground, give them motivation, motivated to go there and fight. You don't tell a hungry man to go and defend you. Motivate them, just as Master say, justice for justice. The same military man they are fighting for, motivate the guys on the field. Motivate them. Okay. Motivation is just about 100,000 or 200,000. Give them long-term discipline. Motivate them. They will go there and fight.
It's okay. This has shown that you do not even have you are quite shallow. You do not even have an in-depth knowledge of what the situation on ground is. If you like, give a Nigerian soldier 2 million today salary. They don't have the capacity. Nigeria is borrowing money. Nigeria is borrowing money today. We are operating 3 budgets at a time. Nigeria is borrowing money.
Hold on.
The soldiers are running away. If you give them 2 million and give them gun, they will go and overrun.
It's not about money. That's what I said.
That is
motivate them. It's not about giving 2 million. There's something you do. Insurance, there's so many packages.
See, listen. All those things. This is 15th June. That's why I ask you. Today is 15th June. What are you going to do today? For Obasanjo to say that we need to cry out so that Africans can send troops to us, at least to be able to fight them the way they do others. Do you know that Nigerians commanded the ECOMOG? And let me correct you too. Africa High Command, it does not mean when they come to Nigeria, Nigeria will command it. It doesn't work that way. When you form African High Command, it's like an independent military force. They decide among themselves who commands it. You don't see commanded in Congo. You don't see it's not from Congo. Nigerians commanded ECOMOG in Liberia. Nigerians are not from Liberia. So
who is funding it? Who is funding it?
It is African countries that we fund it.
Who funded ECOMOG? Who funded ECOMOG?
ECOMOG was the economic committee. It was African countries. It was West African countries.
Hold on.
I mean, see.
Okay, let's argue on that though.
Hold on. So concern. What is your sorry, Uzo? What is your point here? In just 3 seconds, what's your point you're making?
So I'll still say it again. If you take care of a worker employee, it's going to give you a good service. If you don't take care of a worker employee, it's going to give you a bad service. If you don't take care of a military man, if you like whatever you like do, nothing is going to work. You should try to take care of them. That's my point.
Let's just answer Uzo's question quickly on who is going to fund it. Okay, Nigeria can fund it, but do you know why this thing would be different? Every country would set an amount. Let's say every country would put $10 million. The beauty with this high command arrangement is that Nigeria's $10 million is not going to go to the military hierarchy in Nigeria, who we know are corrupt. It's going to go into a pool where every other country will put it. And the beauty also with that model of funding is that all the countries now will put eye on what is this money done for. This money, how is it spent? And it is this pool that will fund this military high command. This is it. Yes, Nigeria will contribute, but they are not going to give that money to their own military people here. It will be taken into a pool. And what I want us to really understand, when we have this kind of problem, I support your solution also. Let's solve the corruption. But why I won't go for it is because how do I solve corruption in this country when the president from top to bottom, everybody in Nigeria is corrupt? This solution, I may not like it, But I can't discourage you. If you have a way to solve corruption in Nigeria, Uzo, I will line up behind you. What I'm saying, all of us should not be criticizing each other's solution.
All right, thank you, thank you so much, thank you so much. Let's move on. Ovie, yes, you have been shaking your head and shaking your dread. So tell us why you are shaking
No,
it.
no, no. No, Master, I don't think it's, don't see it, don't take it as criticism. You know, it was on record when the likes of Jefferson and Hamilton and the rest of them went into the drafting of what becomes the American Constitution today. It took them 6 months, going back and forth, finished about 8,000 bottles of bubble, that is alcohol, back and forth, some dropout. So I think see it as as a criticism, take it in a good space. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, I think what Nigeria is experiencing.
Sorry, KJ, but Ove, if Uzo is saying no, instead of doing it like this, do it like this, then that is constructive criticism. He is saying it's not going to work.
No,
Yeah,
no, I said this. He asked me, what do I want? I said, this is what I want. I didn't tell you what you said is not going to work.
take it as a challenge. Take it as a challenge. Prove it to him, right? That's what I'm just saying. I'm not saying that it's not condemning it, but take it from a different angle, and you see that we are moving forward. Yeah, on for me, what Nigeria is going through as the damage, we always let us understand that there's a template out there. I think I consider what we are going through, what just started. I don't know how long it's going to last. As in parallel with what China went through, what they regard to a century of humiliation between 1839 to 1949. And if you understand, if you deep into the Chinese socio-cultural system, you come to understand that whenever they are talking about the century or 100 years of humiliation, they are not just talking about foreign humiliation. They are actually remembering a specific structural tragedy, the total collapse of state capacity, economic sovereignty, and domestic cohesion. And that's exactly what Nigeria is also going through, which allowed external power to carve their territory, humiliate them, do them pretty much what Nigeria is experiencing today. Whereby this is not about former. I'm not talking about former colonization here, but it's about modern equivalence of our vulnerability. Where the state is totally incapacity, has lost control of our territory. So just like as China went through that humiliation, today Nigeria has lost its own territory to pretty much other non-state actors. They lost the monopoly of or legitimacy of violence to actually guide the Nigerian states. If you go from northwest to northeast, it's total large portion of the local government and total control of the ICs or Boko Haram. We don't talk about that much. Southwest and they feel out now. At a point, the southeast people were still sit at home. That's to tell you how porous the government is to actually control all the country. The same thing China went through. They experienced the same thing. And if you look at our economy, it's open for extraction, financial capitulation. We are moving from one foreign bank to another, from China Development Bank to World Bank to African Development Bank. That simply means that our economic policy is no longer written in Abuja. They are being dictated by boardroom from one international company to another. Nobody can give total accurate of all the mineral that is being extracted from our land. The governance, the governing elite are totally in disarray. There's no cohesion. There's no standard, no group of these leaders. Okay, let's focus on developing and starting trade of industrialization, or let's even secure the country. One go they cry to say, let's go help for outside. One they celebrate the outside they come from help. One they say, Moku family that everybody is in chaos.
The only way out for me is still the same way the China did it. China, all they decide to do, they just decide to build discipline and ruthless organizing structural machine that consolidate power, central power of the states. They systematically build capacity from the village up, because that was the fragmentation before. This region, the control is under the control of either the Dutch, under the control of just like some part of Borno under the control of IT Swap, some under Boko Haram. That's exactly how China was. But when the men decide to,
Ovie, do you agree with that term? There are plenty of ungoverned spaces in Nigeria.
of
Consequently, the
course,
army cannot, because this the same Nigeria have not increased since the 1960s started, and we had less army people, and we had less people. So how come now that
China,
we are much more in number and more military men, or let me not say military, but security forces, and now some people claim there are some ungoverned spaces in
it's
Nigeria?
not a it's not a claim. At a time, they are, from where you come from, there was a sit and home, and they obey by the people. In my village today, the school we may go is closed. For some place for Castina, you they pay tax to ISWAP or Boko Haram.
So if hold
So
on,
if
Obi, I'm
I
still with you.
go,
Hold on.
yes,
If you agree with that, because I think that's where you're trending to, then what about
I,
the Delta State community now that have been sacked? That people have run away from that, because that place is governed now. It's a community.
we
People
are
live around
saying
it, but
no.
they've
We
all run
are
away
saying
now.
no. We know well, for the citizens to run away from their land. I mean, the place is not. There's no government there. That's what it means. There's no
Okay.
government, so everybody there's no cohesion even among the elites. There's no to even talk about it openly now, like it's a crime. So by so doing, everybody just they grab the go. So we, as I said, we just have to go the China route.
Okay.
They view the organizational structure that hold everybody down. Now you
Okay.
still, if you
Okay.
do anyhow, you see anyhow.
Okay. Well,
That's the only
so
way.
far, we have not seen anyhow. They've been doing anyhow. We have not seen anyhow yet. But anyway, let me go on to yes, because they've been doing anyhow.
Everybody talk for like 2 hours. You allow me talk for 2 minutes.
Okay. Sorry, you have not finished. Finish your point. Then move. Sorry. Go ahead.
So again, I think another thing, that's why they always best for is the so-called intellectuals, all these policy makers. Since 1999, when this First Republic starts, Nigeria was about 120-25 million roughly in 1999. Today, we are looking at 240, 245. That is double the price within a generation, double the number. Our structure, our institution, now nothing changed. We are not even talking about efficiency. But that one, we can't even write a page out of our institution effective reach. But they know double, even though the population double. When they single, they war, you go marry, you go rent to, you don't get it there. You expand to accommodate, but in our own, not be like that. So that also have an immense stress. That's why the state no fit get a capacity to govern everywhere again. They have to focus on where their resources there. So the whole country done is it takes a disciplined generation, a disciplined cabal, where we ready to sacrifice themselves and anybody will misbehave. But I don't think we
Okay.
are there yet.
Okay, Ovie. Thank you. Mr. Benson, you're welcome.
Yes,
Please,
sir.
can you give us your comment on this issue?
Which issue now have to? Okay, everybody. Dr. CM, AJ, Masca,
the injustice going on.
Okotopi and the Odum Nebuagon and the Uche Awo. Good evening, everybody. Mr. KJ, you see, this issue of terrorism or nonsense in Nigeria, it's a deliberate something. It's deliberate.
Yeah, so
Nigeria,
hold on before you go wide.
Okay.
Just yesterday, we are all very sad. I'm still very sad. And then,
About
again, maybe because of my own closeness to the military. This man has served his country meritoriously. He didn't die in war. He didn't die in foreign posting. He didn't die in motor accident. He didn't die of any illness known to man. He was going to attend a wedding with his wife, having retired from serving the same people who have now caused him to go to his early grave. And then he was captured. And the next thing we know is that his body is being returned to us, saying by the government of Katsina State, he died from diabetes and hypertension. Who is the doctor that tested him that proved that that is what happened to him? How did they know that that's what killed him? And then how did they get that information from those who captured him? So the question we're asking is that government is complicit in this thing that's going on, or what?
Dr. KJ, I don't understand. How are you? This question I ask, you're supposed to know better that government is complicit.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Excuse me. Why are people? Which year, which time did they change the law of Nigeria that when you kill people, you will not be killed? Which day did they change that law? If you're asking whether government is complicit or not, when did they change this law that when you kill, you will not be killed? When did they change this law? Do you know how many people? Let me tell you. Even the military, anytime the military die, anytime the military die, I'm not angry. You know why? This military always go to the east and kill Easterners. When this Boko Haram were coming up, all this nonsense, Mukarawa and so every Nigerians were happy when they were killing. When the military were going to east to kill Easterners, they were happy. Instead of focusing on where this Boko Haram are, they are focusing on the east. The military went, even this recently, the useless military went and they captured, I don't know how they made, they get two boys and say, this is ESN. DSS and nonsense that, all these things, let me tell you, all these have repercussion. These Easterners didn't do them anything, but they focus on them. The other tribes, they believe that Easterners are the problem. Well, you're not the problem. This president, you see, I told you before, president and the Buhari, the president and Buhari is me. They are the people that invited these people. They are not denying it. Nobody is denying it. Have they denied before? Invited these people to come into Nigeria. Now, these people that say they are repentant and not repentant, these people are their friends. Those who are repentant are the ones they bring in. And those that are killing are not the ones they bring in. Those are the ones that came in from somewhere. I don't know where they came from. Because they see that this is a good man now. They are getting money from it. That's why those people come. But this one, they say they are repentant. Where in Nigeria, ask this question again. When did Nigeria change the law that if you kill, you will not be killed? Let somebody tell me. But Easterners just carry knife. The DSS and the military will shoot them. But how in a country that somebody killed 96 people, he said he killed 96 people, and the government give him a Pajero? So you're asking whether government is not complicit? Other people, don't you see the day when that guy was saying it? So you see, the problem is that these people want to Islamize the whole country. One former governor of one state in the north said they will be happy if the country is, every Muslim will be happy that Nigeria is Islamized. So what are you talking about? Nigeria have the capacity to destroy people within 2 months. Nigeria have the capacity to do it, but they cannot do it. Are you not here when Musa when he was being taken over? Musa said, I will investigate and know who said those those people to go out from that I think Yobe school
to withdraw from the school.
Thank you. Where is Musa today? Have you said anything today?
No, he's chopping his own money now.
Thank you. So what again are you talking about, my brother? You see, these people are complicit. Even this president, this Yeye man there, he will be happy if because of his greed, he will be happy to see that the country is Islamized. You understand? He will be happy. And he said, let me tell you, the Easterners must be careful because Yorubas, we have Yorubas that are Muslims. Yorubas are Muslim and Christians. So any family you go in Yoruba land, you must see a Muslim, must see a Christian. So even if the country is Islamized, Yoruba don't care. They don't care because they are Yoruba, they are Muslims, they are Christians. For me, for me, it's better for we the Easterners and the South. It's better for us to know what to do because as things are going,
all right.
If we are not Islamized, sorry.
Land. Go ahead.
Let somebody talk because I have to attend to something now.
Okay, all right, no problem.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Now, here is my stand. I don't mind. Look, Maska is a friend of mine, and if I have many Muslim friends, I don't care for their faith. I'm not relating with them based on their faith. I'm relating with people based on the fact that they are human beings, like me. Let each man choose what he wants to do. That's what the Bible says. You choose for yourself. It's concern you and your maker. At the end of your stay here, you go and answer the one who made you. Whatever you believe, that's your own. That should not be a reason why anybody want to, because that's not even on the basis for which Nigeria came together. And like I keep saying here, if we fall back to our pre-independence constitution, I'm sure that everything will be straightened out because everybody will be relating in accordance with their own region.
KJ, we are not going to get out of it if we keep appealing to moral, all this moral appealing bullshit. No, those days don't over. What is happening to Nigeria has nothing to our pleasing God or no be God. No. Now, this is our reality. We have to approach it like that.
So our reality is the reality. Hold on. You see, Ovie, that's what I said this program. I said our reality is what we are running.
No, you say, man, you go face God. Then we go face God. We go face God. No, you go face the God here.
No.
Yeah, forget
I'm not bringing the God issue into it. I'm just simply telling you that at the end of the day, it's not our business. The reality of the situation in which we are in now is that this fight is no longer in the north. The reality of our situation, hold on, now is that it is now in the, not only it has gone beyond the middle belt. It's in the Ebonyi now. It's in Cross River.
National crisis.
Oh, good. So if it has to be the way it has gone, right as we're speaking now, this is in Enugu.
So if you have to require everybody to pass judgment to anybody who commit crime now, nobody will say.
So we are simply saying what Benson was saying was that the law of Nigeria have not changed.
We have our own law.
So the law cannot be selective. Anyway, let's hear from.
No, if I insult, if I out of New York begin insult if now. Una go say una won't follow law. Una deal with me immediately. Una go cancel me. Una go stop today. Una go become me names. That's how we need to approach this. Forget the law. Law is no longer serving us, serving them.
Okay.
So anybody will misbehave. So it has to be collectively. That's why I say that's our reality.
So are you saying? Are you saying that? Are you saying? So listen, when you know that Nigeria has gone so bad, that when people like very dark man becomes the standard point for measuring who is right and who is wrong, you know that things have totally gone. I don't have anything against him, but
so we don't have anything to lose. We have reached the bottom. We are now the idea we did now.
All right, let's hear his opinion. Go back this way.
Good evening, everybody. So, KJ, we are talking about the general that was died, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what was the question?
The question is, how did they get the information that he died of diabetes and high blood pressure?
There was a country.
Don't worry.
There was a country. Are we not even ashamed?
Sorry, the question is how many more generals are in captivity here, KJ? Because me know who here of this one he died. How many of them is in the captivity? We will not know.
You see, I talked about Oseni. Oseni Brimo died some time ago. He was the youngest, the fastest growing officer in the Nigerian army. Got to the rank of a general. But today is no more because the government failed to send backup and ammunition to them. You are fighting the people who are well armed, you know. You see, I'm sorry to digress. We are living in a very peculiar time. I'll give you an example. We just saw the plane that landed in somewhere in Delta State and took off again. And people who just when we say it's a mistake, he misran. Is there any plane, any airport near that place where he landed? There was
So
no.
they become bomb there. They within a mistake.
There was yes. There was no. There's no airfield around there. It was deliberate, and that's my own opinion. It was calculated because let me tell you the reason why I say that, Ovie. If that pilot didn't know how long that stretch of road is, he cannot dare to take off. And do you understand what I'm saying? They had calculated it. They knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they knew exactly that plane, that road can carry that plane.
He has DPR to read the.
No, the DPR
that's nothing now.
Hold on, Uzo, you see that?
That's nothing now.
Let me tell you something. Let me say something.
No, it's nothing with that one.
When your plane when you are landing the airport, you know how far it will take you to stop, to come to a full stop. So you must have an understanding of how the length of the road is. If you are going to take off, you must not have the understanding of what the length of the road. Whether I can take the speed before you pick maximum speed to go up. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to pick a maximum speed before your plane can.
It is an Okada airline with that. Okada airline with that. That's a new boat. No, Okada airline with that too. New boat that can computerize and reads everything. No, Okada airline with that too.
No, there is a maximum.
That's not Okada airline. No, 1944 airplane.
There is a maximum speed that you must achieve.
You know, laugh or stop.
Not 1944 airplane.
No, because if now water land there, there's a lot of airplane from Chevron and also from extra.
So if he is talking something, okay. Let me ask you something. This dinner that they key, is it the one they kidnapped like 2 weeks ago? How many weeks ago? The same one? The former army spokesperson?
Yes.
The one that said that there's no security in Borno State? The same person?
No. No,
that's not live view. It's not the same person though. It's a different person though.
He was a former army spokesperson.
The one that said that no security in his place now.
This guy is from Katsina, not Borno State.
As Katsina, I mean, but he's one that said that no security in his place.
Well,
don't catch him.
The other man who said also, the other APC man who said everything was going on, his friend have also died in captivity, remaining him. So these things are happening before our time. If you go ahead.
So I don't even know what I'm ashamed, to be honest with you, that we will come in front of the whole world and be talking about this. So are we saying that the bandits are innocent? Is that what we're trying to say? So nobody's even, condemning or I mean, this is how did we even get here to be talking about this? These are the things that need to be talked behind the closed door. It's not for the whole world to hear. Are we not ashamed? Are we not ashamed? Do you know the trauma, what it means to kidnap somebody? Whether he's hypertensive, whether he's diabetic, they cannot say that. The trauma alone is enough to, send this man out. The trauma alone. Imagine did you see the picture where he was kept with his wife and other people? So how can your country people, not ashamed of themselves, come out and say that this man died of diabetes? And how did they conduct the autopsy? Even if they did, this man would have been here today if he's with his family. So what are we even talking about? Trying to justify this. So who are we blaming? We are blaming hypertension and diabetes. Is that who we are blaming? My goodness. You know what? To be honest with you, it just tells you that nobody's safe in that country. Very soon, sooner or later, you're gonna hear them. They will knock on your door, bring you out, chop somebody's head off, and keep going. Nothing will happen. Because how can you tell me that these people called the family of this man and tell them I handed the body to them and left? And they did not, there is no intel. my dear, the government is involved, whether you like it or not. Government is involved. We are talking about the kids, we might never see those kids again. Like joke, 1 month don't pass. You know, that was how it started with Chibok girls. We might never see these people again, like joke. Because how are you gonna kidnap somebody for 1 month? How are they taking their shower? How are they eating? What about those kids? I mean, so many things. That's why I was so mad earlier in the show. I mean, so many things are going through my mind. Like, I mean, women there, I don't know if they have like a teenager, if they're on their cycle. I don't know. I'm just, it's just so many things going on in my head. Huh? This is our country. And the president did not say anything. Nobody said anything. We are just walking around, everybody moving around as normal. They have been forgotten. They have been forgotten. Nobody's talking about them anymore. If you listen carefully, it's just like it has died down. Now we are living like that every day. 200 people died over there. We make noise one day, and that's it. We move on. Sooner or later, they will be knocking on your door. Boy, 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 boy. Standing on the road. Boy, 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 boy. I don't know when it's gonna be enough. Instead, we are busy talking about 2027. Bayo Ononuga and what's his name? This Amompama, Reno Mokri. You know, Reno Mokri's children, his family is here in Los Angeles. So nothing concerns him. He has the passport to travel. Nothing concerns him. So he will be wherever he's gonna be and, you know, right his nonsense. And we move. Hey, it's very close. It's very close to all of us. This thing is coming closer than we thought.
Yeah.
It's coming closer. We don't have borders. We don't have borders. And he said that these people, very dark man said that he'll be going to Oyo. I'll get in the bush. But in my head, I'm like, it's too late. These people, they must have been moved like 200 times. That the best way to have caught these people the next day when this thing happened, boom. Because 40-something is a lot of, it's a lot of people.
Okay. All right. Let's final on this issue is Uche.
Master, good evening. I salute you. Augustine, Ozo, my people, Benson, Uche. I salute everybody.
Don't go. Yeah, we are bringing a topic. You have to start the topic. Just hold on. Yes, Uche, go ahead.
Okay. Am I coming clear?
Yes, you are coming clear. We can hear you. All of us can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Mr. KJ and TM. TM, long time. Long time to see you. I greet everyone. Happy to join again. And our sister, I'm always see you. Yeah, you always been in the show. You are trying. Okwobolo, this man, you're one of those. You're one of those destroying this country. I'm telling you the reality. You're one of those. You're one of those killing this country today. And I like it. Do you know why I like it? Yes. If the country will be destroyed and start afresh, it will be better because I can see CN is trying to bring solution. There's no solution. I'm promising everyone, and this is reality. There's no solution to make Nigeria better. And let me say this, Mr. KJ, you can give me a little time. Last week I came back from Nigeria, and I went to bury my mother. So we did it very well, and I thank God that everything went well. I experienced a lot. I always travel every year, but I experience a lot. But I'm going to start about this insecurity of a thing. Let me tell all of us the truth. Soon as we have joined Boko Haram with Nigerian military, forget about it. There's no reason finding solution for Nigeria, maybe insecurity, solving it as a problem. There's no way to solve the problem because you cannot know who is who in military. So there's a question I'm asking. Somebody like Iburatai, if the terrorists or bandits capture him tomorrow and they take his life or something like that, so somebody will come and start sympathizing, Iburatai, this one, that one. But when he was working with Buhari, I think we know the history, we know the story. So those that brought the Boko Haram inside Nigeria, the Boko Haram have shared themselves. It's a system. It's a system. Many things is wrong, and based on many things is wrong, we are talking about insecurity. You have to start from somewhere where it started. So this is a country that's structured not to work. So who is finding solution here? Where do you want to get the solution? If I'm a president in another country, I'm not trying to maybe counter your solution, but if I'm a president in a country, you are coming to approach me to release my military to go and do what in Nigeria? To go and lose their life because they will not return. If they will return, maybe if I release 100, maybe 20 may return. Because the Boko Haram inside the military, Nigerian military is going to give information to those in bush to ambush them on the way coming. So what is the meaning? I decided to travel with a boss from Lagos. And the first thing I saw, a pastor starting praying inside the bus. So I threw a question to the pastor, asking, Mr. Man, why are you not praying in the flight, inside the aircraft? Why are you not going there to pray? He didn't answer my question till today. So you are praying for God to guide us. You are not giving me a gun. You are not giving me anything to protect myself. Should in case if there is any attack on the way. You are telling, after praying, he started saying we should sow seed. I keep on insulting him until he left the bus. So you are even the people I thought they have maybe a little reason cannot even challenge him. And after that, he went out with up to 20-something thousand inside the bus. And after that bus left, he will go inside another bus. So this is how he makes his money. And we are saying Nigeria is corrupt, a government is corrupt. So there is no solution. There is a lot I did before I came back. No matter I went to bury my mother. Army checking point. When we pass there, sometimes I go into Taizé, I park my car, I go into Taizé. From Owerri down to my side. The Taizé just picked a unknown face. In fact, a face that he cannot even, whether is it Fulani or Hausa. He said he's going to a place called Ibiasebe. This Ibiasebe is not located along the way, along the road, inside the bush. Where you find this Ibiasebe. So I was reasoning, this man, what are you going to do in Ibiasebe? Inside Keke, I was doing my journey with that Keke. Not knowing that a police, there's an officer lady at my back. I started interrogating that the man. He's a young boy. He said he's a health practitioner. What are you going to do inside Ibiasebe? When he started to explain, he said they give drugs for eye. Maybe old men, old women, people that cannot walk, they are going in their house to give them drugs for eye. At the journey, I asked him, but do you have anything that identify you, like you have an ID card? He started checking his phone. After checking phone, he didn't find. I said, but without phone, you don't have any physical ID. He said, no. Do you know at the end of that journey, I speak to the driver in our language. I said, Oga, when you reach the front of police station, stop me and this young man. That is when the officer lady at the back said, Oga, if we have you, many of you in this country, that things will be better. And when we reached there, the driver stopped. I paid for the guy, I paid for the woman, I paid my own. I said, young man, can you come down at the front of Gate police station? Do you know where everything ended? That the DCO who is in charge at police station is a Fulani man. They started speaking the same language. Somebody that I brought that I need to interrogate, that I need to check. You have no ID card, nothing to know where you are coming from, where are you going? How do you come inside Nigeria? So when the DCO see that I'm now angry and my body full with camera, I have my camera on the eye, I have camera on my chest. He don't know next. It's okay. Hand him over to the officers in the other side. When I left with that police, the officer lady, he said he's not going to allow this matter to end because of this language they started speaking. That he may release this young man after we left. I said, I have done my part. I started calling the lady later. He said the young man is still there because she returned back with a senior officer with her at the police station. If not, the guy could have been released. Is it only that one? When you see workers working on the road, they're fixing a solar light, blocking the road, the express road, the major road from Owerri to Onitsha. They are blocking the road. No police, no road safety, nothing to help them to guide people, the passengers, the drivers. I start asking them. There is no safety along the road. Let me tell all of us, there is no government in Nigeria. If we like it, believe. If we don't like it, don't believe. No government in Nigeria. I experienced government when, should I say about 20 years ago, that is when I experienced government. When I will stay with my father, people called Mwolale. We call them Mwolale. Mwolale means the people that from government to go around the village to checkmate how the trees, maybe some trees are blocking the wire or this one or that one. They will say this tree needs to be removed. This gutter, why are people not opening gutter for water to pass, erosion to pass? This is when we experience government. When I call the villagers, call the people around my side, can we make our place to work? They will say, if you talk, they will come and kill you in the night. You just want to give suggestions because government are not caring anymore. If you see the solar light they are putting from here, like another two miles of pole, they will put one. You will ask, this one, is it solar for what or what? There's no government in Nigeria. Anybody going there, be aware that you are going there like if you see good, you take. If you see bad, you take. Find a way to secure yourself. Be very simple. Sometimes you walk with your leg, you go with Taizee, never even sure that you are coming back from outside. They target you, they will get you. If they target you, there's no prayer. Maybe people say they are praying. there is God, there is Christ. Nothing will save you because anytime they come, they will catch you. They will catch you and take you away. Everybody will run away.
Okay.
Let me tell all of you this information we get this morning. A place called Bam Beach from Zeribe, far back. Before you reach that place, there's no road. Today, how many Fulani carry their nama go there? We got information this morning. Fulani have go there with their nama. They operate in the night to go there, and they go out early morning before people wake up. How manage? Which road did they use to go there?
Okay.
We are trying to mobilize our youth. So the solution we are looking, maybe trying to find no solution. The only thing that can happen in this Nigeria is this. If they want, they should divide Nigeria whether restructuring or everybody should find their way.
Okay.
But first of all, they should release Nnamdi Kanu, because if Nnamdi Kanu is not inside, some things happening in Nigeria today will not happen. Do you know why? Sunday Igboho, KJ, I'm coming. Sunday Igboho left this system because nobody to give him morale again. Nnamdi Kanu was giving him morale. He started doing what he was doing.
Okay,
because there's no Nnamdi Kanu again. So he left the system and decided to join politics.
Sunday Igboho we are talking about is the same Sunday that said nobody that is not Yoruba that can campaign in Yoruba land. Are you? KJ, I'm following every story. Do you know why I said no one to motivate him in the system he was before? He was in the system to help
to say that
their people, but because he has nobody to morale him like in Nnamdi Kanu again, he come inside politics now. He turned and he come inside politics now. But some people may not agree. Some people may agree. But if Nnamdi Kanu, they will release him for us, he will give us more morale to secure our own place, because this is the only thing we want.
So the argument I agree with you there is that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. As for Sunday Igboho, we know Sunday Igboho now. You know, I don't want to go into that. We know who Sunday Igboho was before politics brought him to where he was. And everyone who lives in the Southwest should have a history of who he is. So it's not as if he's, that champion of the people before now. So
KJ, for me to agree with you, there may be more Sunday Igboho which Nnamdi Kanu could have given more morale to do what Sunday Igboho was doing. If Sunday Igboho left the system.
So I don't divert from the topic. What we're asking for now is...
I understand.
Yeah.
The solution... What happened? I'm coming. What happened to that military?
It's okay,
which we are trying to talk about.
Let us continue now.
See, I'm coming. Do you know what we are talking about? The military that was released is this one and that. But for we to understand something, that military, they are the people that silent the amount when Boko Haram was taken off. They silent the amount. Today happened to him.
Hold on.
Okay.
What my challenge here is not whether the military, because the military cannot just take off and begin to fight. They have the commander, the chief of commander in chief must have to give that directive. But what pains me is that the loss of generals, colonels, and even senior, even they are non-commissioned officers, NCO, it doesn't matter. But the loss of Nigerian soldiers are too many times. And yet the Nigerian soldiers are not concentrating in these parts where they are being targeted and pied. Rather, you have more soldiers in the southeast going to look for two people, line them up, and then put some ammunition in front of them and say, these are ESM, IPOB people captured. And the people of the east have now one day come and tell that, apart from those government agencies or government agents, that are telling you whatever they want to say, not necessarily because that's what's going on in the southeast, but that's a discussion for another day. What we are looking for is what's the immediate solution for our people to help themselves, especially in the south, in the north, where they don't have the communities are very open. They don't have trees, they don't have anything.
covering them. They don't have most communities in the south, in the north. You can actually access them through every, from every angle, because it's more of a savannah, it's the savannah. But in the south, it's a bit different. So we can use trees, and there's certain kind of trees that you plant that will form a very strong barricade that people cannot cross, and those things have been there. So now let's look at somebody have been posting for me, and I want to just read it out. He said the Imo State youths in less than 2 days did they took care of whoever entered their, they arrested those, got those guys arrested and handed them over. They couldn't do any damage. In fact, they kidnapped 2 people, and those 2 people were rescued that night before they said they can even go beyond the point. The youths ambushed them and got them out, rescued. That's what that's the first recommendation we'll be leaving for people now. Organize yourself. It's no longer individuality will not help in this case. Whether you're in the north, you're in the south, you're in the east, you're in the middle belt, you guys can no longer go to sleep with all your eyes closed. Even if you do not have any weapon, which I know that most of you do not have, go to your forest or go to nearby places. Cut a very big, stick, okay? The one that you can hold, the one that Boy Scouts used to hold. Hold it, at least hold one, okay? You put
we also need to organize and take over our local government.
Hold on.
Our local government governance will need to
hold on. We are concluding here. Let's not conclude and then move on. The reason why this will get free access is that when they come, everybody starts running away. But I'm not saying that you guys have to stand, but you have to have some plan. You have to have some plan. So let everybody, those retired soldiers, army people who are in the midst of the communities, organize your people. Because this is, you are not fighting only for yourself, but for the whole of your tribe. That's what we are fighting. The whole of your community. Because if they extinct all of you, there's nothing else anybody can refer to as a tribe. So it has come to a point where we can no longer be on individual basis. If you have 3 communities, 4 communities, you will gather and organize yourself. Organize yourself. It's better you go down fighting than for you to just be there and be used as a video entertainment for them. I think that is the best way. And then if you ask me, that's what I feel in my mind. That's what happened to the general.
Well, KJ,
the general, there are certain things he will not take. He would rather go down.
KJ, let me just. I thought the government passed this law of forest guide.
Eh?
I thought there was a law of forest guide passed by the government. So every state.
The government have not been able to. They only asked for 1,000 forest guards to be recruited in where they kidnapped 42.
No. I know that my state, which is Imo State, every community have forest guide. My place, they are told by the government, giving like four double pump actions.
That's government private arrangement, not federal government.
Okay. The state, okay.
All right.
The state government,
let's move on. Let's move on. This is our final topic. I know that we have all that is, but let's just make this final and move. All right. This is the picture of the Minister of External Affairs. She was in Ethiopia and was able to secure the release of many of the prisoners there, for which they were singing a song on her behalf. Now, why am I bringing this so I can touch on it? This is how countries actually do foreign policy. Foreign policy is not, if I still remember my international relations, it is reciprocal or whatever. If you reciprocal, okay. If you do me, I do you, an eye for an eye. But in Nigerian situation, that law ended with External Affairs Minister Ojomadekwe. We became a whipping boy around Africa and the world. So it was a bit shocking for me that this lady had to go and secure these people's 100 and something of them to in prison exchange. Let's touch on it. And I'm coming to you, CM. What is the reason why Nigerian officials are not able to put our feet down and place a demand on the relationship we have with government or we have with other governments of countries around the world.
Anyway, I will speak with contemporary issue now. Credibility matters a lot. The person you have as your commander-in-chief should be a prime factor on the type of respect that is accorded to your country. That's one. So there's a word of difference between when the late Omar Yaradua, maybe health permitting, he travels and he's speaking. People will say this is the Nigerian leader. They run a search on him, maybe nothing. Irrespective of whether he's tall or short, you are called the distant. But look at Tinubu as commander-in-chief. Look at. I remember I was in one platform, 2023, when the INEC announced Tinubu as a president. The person living in Germany said the German newspaper called the La Spiegel or so, something like the Miro, that is the translation. It's a national newspaper. It ran a headline that Nigeria elected a drug baron as their president. Within 24 hours, the person said he was living in Germany, said they saw it. You see, credibility matters a lot. That's why in a country, if you want to elect a head of state, they always look for somebody without blemish. It's as simple as that. So whatever Nigeria is faltering now, it's difficult for somebody to listen to Tinubu. Does he travel? Is he not except to France? If he goes to international gathering, do you see him? Do you see any impact? Did he go to UNGA every September, United Nations General Assembly in New York, that are forced every foreign head of state to address the gathering by right? He sent Shetima. Shetima went there and was talking of Palestine liberation when Nigeria is burning. So a lot of things is going. That's a foreign relation. You can't divorce it. You can't divorce diplomacy from your domestic administration. You can't. You cannot. You cannot. You see, and one thing we fail to understand is that Nigeria just see that you should ask yourself, why do countries have ambassadors in different countries? It's like Nigeria want to present a case to any part of the they will listen to you because they have ambassador in Nigeria. The ambassador has the final say because that is what the person is there for. KJ, you're a journalist. When you as editor, you are in your cozy office. You send out a reporters or correspondent, and something is happening. You read it. Somebody is saying you will be waiting for your own reporter you sent on your behalf or your correspondent you are paying. You say, okay, I say, okay, let me wait. That is the person that whatever he says, if he contradicts the others, that is where the person you stand by. So in diplomacy, it's not throwing money around or throwing your weight. Whatever arrangement you have internally determines or sort of to a greater extent influences the perception people have about the government and the country, and that is to say what they demand, or if you are coming to present something to them. Nigeria has fast lost it. Gone are the days when Nigeria will go and present address under Mutala. Africa have come of age. The world will shake. Africa has come of age. Non-allied movement in Angola, MPLA. Nigeria was on the other side. America was on the other side. Non-allied, what is it called? In Tito, in Yugoslavia. Go and read about those Jogarba area. Time. That is when you speak. The whole of Africa will have one Nigerian judge as their chief judge of Uganda, Botswana, Tanzania. Nigeria sent people. We are no longer on that era now. We have credible leaders then, albeit military. But people know, and their economy is bouncing, and the world is looking in our direction. Corruption is not at this level. Internally, we are settled. What is happening now? So how can somebody listen to Nigeria now at the world stage? We can't. So that is the issue. Forget about somebody will be confusing, talking nonsense. Whatever you are doing in your own country is your internal affair, but then it influences the perception people have about your country when you send an ambassador. Okay, is it not dying minute Tinubu is sending ambassador to different countries? Some will reject it outright. Does issue a serious country? You came in 2023. You don't know that you have to change ambassadors if you want to go and drive your economic policy or economic diplomacy. You fail to do all those. Dying minute, you start to recruit people of questionable character and they start to fill them in. They just to fill in the gaps. You say, who are you? It's a shame. Nigeria has gone to the dogs. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. What I want to say is this according to the release of the 130 prisoners, all right. This is a very good, cool political move. And if you look at the list, they're all Igbos. Are you telling me there's no other tribe? Is there one or two? No other tribe that have that is in prison in Ethiopia? This is a full political move. Remember, recently President Tinubu just the status of the whole education is not a problem. Gave I think 50,000 students to register them for free JAMB and NECO through the Southeast Initiative something. Now it's going to bring over 130 votes back to the Southeast. All right, now they are singing, now praising, calling him the savior. So this is a full political move. I don't see this as a let me say a Western diplomatic move. Everybody's campaign has started in its own way. So he has started already. And I will show that if it will be the name March as the president candidate of NDC, all this will not happen. Jako Juku that he puts there, do you think he qualified to be there? You know that the name of Juku only on that name have a weight already among the heart of every Igbo person.
No, but I refuse to agree with you there.
People don't even give a F about Bianca's position.
She's more qualified than most of the ministers running this.
It's not about qualification. It's not about qualification. It's not about qualifying.
I know what you're talking about, but
it's not
people don't even care about her.
So that's the only way to use to bring down the spirit of now. Is it only the minister for Igbo affairs or the minister for the whole Nigeria? It means that it's only the Igbo people in that jail on the whole of Ethiopia.
Good. That's the argument I prefer.
So this is how political move and where to play some. Now this 130 will come back to Nigeria now. I know they will do Jagaban way. All right. Let me tell. I don't believe all this they are doing. All this they are doing is just to win the 2027 election. Nothing else again. Giving 50,000 people, register them for EMG and MECO, and still giving them 10,000 to do one or two things. Those are just election private already.
But who says that Tinubu will not win the next election?
No, let me tell you, I know he's going to win. I said it as this time he's going to win, but at the end of the day, he won't because of saying, you're going to, he can't lose their guide.
No, but he's going to win the election. Why are we not telling
but he can't lose their guide. He will not lose his guide. He will not lose his guide.
It's not he's going to win by merit. He's going to win by
let me just tell you one example. Just like the APC primary. Who is going to stand with him and win him at the primary? But they brought somebody to contest to show that, somebody contested with him. Even in the history, somebody contested with him at the primary and the person lost by how many votes? All right, he didn't somebody contested with him. That's how it is. All right, you can't lose guide. Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's just my point.
Thank you so much.
I don't believe them.
Ovie, are all the prisoners Igbo because they only publish all the names published were Igbos?
Igbos is not be Igbos the mover, they walk up and down, full everywhere. I know the animosity of Nigeria.
Okay. That's a good one.
So it's a good move. Anyhow, we must get to the 5% from Anambra and Imo states. So, but for me, I'm happy for the inmate at least, regardless of how whatever politics we play. it's a good omen for them. They will reunite with their family. I think they will serve the remainder of their prison term, which is pretty much less than a year they have left. So, I mean, despite the fact that they nobody saying, I think they presented the thing as if it's a prison swap, but they are very, they are no, I don't think they are uncertain to get in Nigeria.
Singing, you know what they are singing? You know what they are singing? Singing it loud. They were trying to.
I'm very. I know our people don't sing on our mandate. They should sing on your mandate. We stand, but
no, they are singing.
with the confess.
That they are going to follow Bianca. It was an Igbo song, and I was why they are singing Igbo song.
She's doing a great job. She's doing a
maybe
great job.
again, I not that I really like Bianca, but I think she's other, she put herself in a very tight corner because you see, if Bianca was not a minister in the government, she would have made comment about the book that was written by General Gowan, but she has not been able to make any comments because her hands are tied, and so you find yourself dining in a place you're not supposed to.
She has been there. No, but she's not. She was born into the royalty, and she married into that royalty. So I think she's a great addition to the administration. She's bringing color to the administration.
I don't.
That's the name.
Move on, Uche. What you say? Because we need to round up now.
It might not be good representative to the southeastern people. That is where you are coming from, KJAB. But it's a win for Bola Tinubu administration.
Yes. No, she's doing what she was brought in to do. That's it. Whether it suits the East or not doesn't bother the president because he's more self-serving than any other thing. All right, go ahead, Mr. Uche.
Okay, Mr. KJ, the issue is that Mrs. Bianca went and take what we call it takuchiono in Igbo language. Say, take this one, no talk again. Now, waiting Tinubu and Soludo suggested, who are they going to use to do the job? It's a big deal. And then they catch Bianca, and she couldn't even say, no, this one a rope, na one tie for my neck. I cannot receive him. She agreed to receive him. She's doing the job.
That's a good one. She not go follow Soludo drag.
No be good one. KJ, they say no be good one. The reason why I say no be good one, let me tell you.
Further weight.
Like this example now, they are giving about the book Go On. They are going to do another thing, which will look like even Ojukwu, our leader. I call him our leader. Even they can even write a book say that Ojukwu is the problem of Nigeria. Bianca will not talk. You know why? They have telling her, take this one and close your mouth. She will not talk. Okay. Let she come because here we have a lot of prisoners here. Igbo people. Okay, let me say Nigerian people, not Igbo people. She will not do anything. Do you know why she will not do anything? There is a place they are targeting. Okay, let me tell all of us what is happening in India now. One of our brother came back, and when he gives story how he managed to come back, it will be shocked. This is the particular place Bianca is needed now. India. She's not going there because the politics, they are trying to make her to be in a stage that this is a place that is very easy to release people. So go there, get the release. You may pay like $250 for each person, whether they are in court or they are not in court. Give them so that they will be. But when you go to India, you will see that the government are going to spend a lot of money to bring our people back from India. She will not go, and the government will not send her there. She will not make a move. Even she make attempt to go and tell government, please, we need to release people from India. Government will tell her, I beg, the cost is too high because they need the money for campaign and to buy people for votes. Some of us don't understand this system. What are the not only Tinubu is borrowing money, Tinubu is packing the money. If one person will take 1 million naira to vote for Tinubu, and the 1 billion naira will get him more votes from the places he think he will not get the vote. Tinubu will bring the money. The place they are keeping the money is just growing like they are freezing the money. So let me not digress. The issue of Mrs. Bianca, before I respect her, but immediately she accepted this appointment, I know that forget about all these people. So I don't have much to comment about her, but let's bear something in mind. KJ, I'm not taking you back, but I'm saying this for her. Our people have gotten the system to safeguard our place, our youth. Today, there is a meeting I joined online. The Igbo youth from every state, they gathered. I will not say where they gathered. And they are on serious online meeting. We are guiding our place. We are going the end of every bush to know where these people are. We are not giving any toll. We are not left giving any single Fulani person to be in the bush. They are not. If they are holding Nandekalo, how is their problem? They will release him. But let other regions to learn. They should open their ear and learn. Mobilize your youth. Take them to the last boundary where your forest is. Go and look for those kidnappers. They are fellow youth like you. If they have AK-47, look for Dengon. Dengon, those they use for hunters. Look for it. Go and meet them. They will run. The bush is your own. It's your own. You are the Diala. We call it the Diala. It's your own. You know every territory. Go and look for them. Don't wait until the government are ready to use you to do politics. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much too, Maska.
You know, I like to be guided, KJ.
Yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
we're actually looking at
Bianca.
You know, yes, Bianca, and how she was able to go to Ethiopia to rescue or to get a prison swap for Nigerians in the prisons there. So the question is, what has been keeping us from being able to discuss? What has made us not to press on the foreign policies that allow us to have a domineering or at least an apart relationship with other countries, where the countries cannot just treat our citizens anyhow, and if they do that, what are the actions that are supposed to take? So she's been able to cut a niche for herself, at least by this one, whether it's just Igbos or not, whether there are other people and politically just want to make Igbos the only subject. Is these days you can't trust the Nigerian journalists. So the question is, what do you see? What do you make of that move?
Okay, three things, KJ. The first, this once again, it brings out the paranoia of the Igbo people. Okay. Even when things are in favor of the Igbo people, they have a way of being too suspicious. The word is paranoia. The truth is that this Bianca Onu didn't just, before this Ethiopia issue, I'm here in Nigeria. One of the major talking points was the evacuation of Nigerians from South Africa, and she championed it. She actually started talking about retaliatory moves for Nigeria on South Africa. And whether you like it, KJ, or not, Ovie said it.
Masker, don't wave me in. I'm just asking a question.
No,
I'm
see, look.
I'm not asking a question with any bias.
All right, okay.
Out of
All right, it's okay,
187 persons, all of them are Igbos. Is it that it's only the people there are all
So you're
Igbos?
the one that asked the question, and
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm not asking because I am framing it to to suit any tribe. No, I'm just saying it's a bit absurd that all the
no,
people.
it's not. So that's where I'm going to. That's it's not absurd. That's where I'm going to. I have moved around African countries. What I can tell you about, especially Nigerian major tribes vis-a-vis migration, if you land at Heathrow Airport, you won't spend more than 15 minutes. You hear people speaking Yoruba. That's fact, okay? But go to any other African country, it's only Igbo people you will find. And when I say only, of course, we are talking statistical here. My only doesn't mean 100%. Doesn't mean even 90%. But at least when you have 80% of the people, if you go to, let's say, Gabon, don't even go to Gabon. Okay, so go to...
I agree with you. The guy who helped us out when we wanted to do story in Liberia, his name is Ojimba. He was the most popular black person. In fact, the president knows him. His name is Ojimba.
Yeah, yes, Ojimba. When I was working in Kinshasa, one of the most absurd things is that there's one Igbo guy that is in DRC. When he's climbing the aeroplane, he's a general, a Congolese general will hold his bag. So the Igbos are all over the African country. Largely is the Igbo people that you find in a lot of other African countries. So it's not, we give everything meaning, which is part of the country's problem.
Yes, I agree. But that doesn't come.
And so, no, I'm just responding. So even this Bianca Onu that we're talking about, she's an Igbo woman, and it's not fair because this woman was special assistant on diaspora during Goodluck Jonathan's regime. So to make it look as if she only started doing anything in foreign affairs during Tinubu, it's not being fair to her. This woman has been an ambassador at many levels, from the most beautiful girl in it. So she's an international figure. We must give it to her and not color her steps in either political color or in tribal color. And the truth also is, so people would think that this is election. Some of these things, they don't happen overnight. She can't go last week to Ethiopia and then say, okay, give me all Nigeria. These discussions must at least happen for like 2 years or at least 1 year for this thing to actually ultimately happen. But unfortunately, as a people, everything we either color it in, even where credit is supposed to be given for somebody like that woman. And what I respect about her, look, this one, she slapped somebody. I can't remember who she slapped.
Mrs. Former governor of Anambra State.
So, look, this, like I said about this man that came during Mr. Rudolph's show, there are parameters I use to judge people to say, this is my person, this is not my person, because these are people who are not going to play to the gallery. If you piss her off, she will piss you off. So she's not, and like Ovie said, look, these are people who came in through, like, it's not like, there are some people, whether we like them or not, some people who were born with silver spoon, okay? All this one that we at our own level were calculating the way we measure yam, the yam we eat with ruler. Some of these people, it's not like that for them. Do you understand what I'm saying? She's not looking for anybody to do anything for her. This is my reading of her. I'm not an Igbo man, but I'm also not a political person. I don't even follow Nigerian news like that. But there are some people, when you do one or two things, I begin to pay attention. I begin to give respect to you. Where credit is due, I like to give credit. This woman, don't run her down. She didn't start being foreign affairs. She didn't start foreign affairs with Tinubu. Let's just
all right.
This is my take on the issue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Masker, and I agree with you.
He was the former first lady of a country.
She has
Biafra.
always
Is a royalty at the highest level.
Ovie, you
that's-
can't make Evu. Ovie, you can't make
she
Evu.
has
KJ, why you
been-
kept me on backstage now? Why you doing me like that?
Hello,
For
she has
20
always
minutes?
been.
Because,
I don't think I'll give you the opportunity to talk now. You are rather coming to cause this thing now. She has always been a top-notch, whether you like it or not. She's quite trained and very, very well educated. I think she even has a doctorate degree. So I don't think she's a pushover in any way. All I'm saying is probably a sentiment that comes from, being the fact that there are certain things we expected her to have understanding she would have had to be able to. That's where I'm coming from. Not trying to run her down. The book that was written by General Gowan had a lot of fault in it, which even the ordinary woman knows. But she being the custodian of that legacy that was passed down to her, can't make any impute on that because of her position. But having said that, nobody can take it away from her. She's both brain and beauty. Okay, AY, we're just about to switch, but you've come because they say this is a topic you're interested in. So let's give you an opportunity to talk about the topic.
So first of all, I don't know why you would leave me on Basi KJ. I don't want us to start another fight. You know.
Why I leave what?
My brother.
Why I leave
I'll be
what?
on backstage messaging you now. You don't want to bring me up.
Oh no, I'm not looking at the backstage. I'm not even seeing any back. But I'm not looking at it. You see,
actually,
I don't have all of these things. Nobody's assisting me. I'm only one here.
Okay, no problem. Actually, it's not that I was really interested in it. I just wanted you to highlight what she did. What she did is very positive. I don't know why people want to call her out. First of all, Biaka, she's very qualified. she has a degree in international study and diplomacy. She like Maska said, she has been assistant. She done job under this diaspora stuff. She was Minister of State for Foreign Affairs before now. In terms of qualification, first of all, it's not big. Yeah, I mean, Ojukwu is a big guy. The name we see market. The family can still get a lot of influence from his name, right? But however, Biaka, she's qualified. She got the experience, she got the education. The other thing is what she did is positive. You know, me, I want the way we call bandits out in Nigeria. When you see positivity, call it out. Ovie rightly said something very important. Now, we don't have Ethiopia prisoners in Nigeria. I can tell you, we don't have people to even swap them. The truth is, I think she's pushing this, on her side. That is a very good thing that is commendable. She can do more when we encourage her. She went to South Africa. She was there, to relocate Nigeria in South Africa. That's another good one. So let's give them credit. Even though it's politics, it's part of it, man. Oh, now politics, according to Ovie. Even though it's politics, it's part of it. So what she did is really commendable, to be honest. We have to give her some credit. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to point out to you, KJ. So there is an agreement, a deal between US and Iran. I don't think you are aware of that.
Oh yes, no, I'm aware. I'm aware.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm done with. Except you have any other topic you want me to.
Okay. No. Yes, there's an agreement that will be signed.
Yeah. The agreement is a good thing, but your guy Trump he has been very funny, to be honest. He really wanted this agreement very badly because the war, you remember a lot of us were calling out this war is BS, because the war really, like, you are in America, hit America very hard. America, inflation is at 4 point something right now, 4.2. So he is actually scared. He does not want to push the economy to a complete recession. You see the price of stuff, price of gas. So it was a good thing that he called for this negotiation. The bad part of it is
You understand?
The Barack Obama agreement with Iran, the JCPOA, where Obama released, I think, about $20 billion to their frozen asset, that was not a better deal. Trump, after wasting American money, throwing missiles everywhere, now he's still going to pay more money, give more money to Iran to have this ceasefire. So the good thing now is the Strait of Hormuz is open. It's going to be completely open. So basically, it's a good thing for the world economy. So even UK now, Italy, a lot of the Western country, they are removing sanctions from Iran. So Iran will be able to sell their oil. That's part of the deal with America too. They are removing a lot of sanctions. So at least let's have some level of peace in the world. I think Trump is also scared of the midterm coming. That's another big one for him. So he's really scared if the Democrat take over the Congress and the Senate, it's going to be a crisis. So he's going to be impeached very well. So he's also very careful about that. But in general, I think everybody should be happy. If you watch the crude oil market, now crude oil is down seriously. So the stock futures is up already tonight. So tomorrow you see probably the economy will do much better, especially the New York Stock Exchange is going to be up. So it's a good thing. It's positive. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ewa. I just need to wait for you to finish. But I know that this America I'm talking about is like Iroko Trio. Nothing they shake America. I can tell you that for free of charge. So whatever anybody telling you, you can ask those who have been living here longer than myself. These people are that is the good thing. If we all in this world can learn how these people love their country and apply it to our own country, I'm telling you, all of us will go back in one day, because the first thing they do, most of them, is the interest of their nation. They don't joke with it, and that is what everybody should adapt. However, let's just digress a bit and move fast, because this topic I bring in is a whole day topic. I don't want to go there. We will leave here now. Forefather will come.
We need comment from
the truth will come, and then we'll not leave again. So let's just move on. I want to put on record.
It's you and Ovia. They are the main supporter of Trump. So I would love.
I want to put on record this, and I'm putting it on record because it's so painful. Now, to train one general in Nigeria runs to millions, and then majority of them, when they leave the service, they act as consultants to those. They also recruit them to become teachers in the War College and other places. You know, NDA and NIMS. Now, this is the number of generals who have lost to these people. Okay, this is the number of people who cannot say how, why. In any nation that is serious nation, wouldn't it be of concern to you people? These people that we say here are more than 100 million naira to train them. Nigeria must have spent over 100 million naira. In fact, what am I saying? Because one person is about 60 million. So now, I think for any serious people, they should ask themselves questions. And on that note, I will say let's just round up on that. Ovia, you want to go first? Give us your thoughts, final thoughts.
Generally,
yeah, generally.
Oh, so why you are celebrating? Say what don't finish, Abi?
He never. They go see Trump, Abi. I don't trust them, to be honest. I don't trust them, but we see what happened.
Okay. I dey watch. I dey watch. But on the more general on Nigerian security, I just believe that we cannot break out of this cycle requiring appealing to to moral standing and all those things. Because this current crisis exposed the fundamental reality of unorganized civic outrage. The unorganized civic outrage cannot defeat a structural entrenched system. This system where we did so, even though from the outside you see say they are in chaos, it's very, they function very well at the best. So it will take a very organized Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians at every level. Now, long time, now marathon planning will be for us to take on this system as it is. Because to revise the decline, this energy of Nigerian population, we need to convert them into a disciplined, logistically precise machine. Machine we will build capable of reclaiming local governance. Because for me, as far as Nigeria is concerned today, now we need to start from small. Let's occupy the local governments, take over the government structure. Thank God they won't give us state police now. There is no way if the governor comes from Inewi and the state commissioner of police now from Nobi, it will be every time they would agree. So friction could day. So I think we are getting there. It might be little by little, and we align the system to lead the way. We will need to, follow them with the same precision planning, take over local government governance, securing police units, and enforcing structural accountability at the talk. Any party outside the APC, we no get nothing less than 20,000 volunteers on election day or grant. Forget it. Because we no get police for Nigeria, we get more than 20,000 police. And they did everywhere. So if we not get, if any political party no get at least its own term of 20,000 volunteers, we forget. And we are talking about Igboho, saying they cannot make our operate. Igboho na Tinubu gun be that. It takes a man with faith and gun to lead the way. Nnamdi Kanu would have been the obedient arm gun, would have been the obedient gun, but they cage her beforehand. They tried to cage Igboho, but Tinubu still hold the APC structure around. They maneuver their way. They escape, they run them out. They come back now to draw attention to the other power slogans they come. Una misbehave will scatter this country. That's what Igboho is about, and it still is continuing. So now because the man don't get legal, using the state apparatus to form other legal military have now. But it's not like a shock observer. If you want if they tell us they are not be good luck, Jonathan.
Okay.
I won't collect this power from my hand. We go die here.
Okay. It's Ovie. Tell your popular. It's not going to be like snatch it, grab it, and run with it. The other people are also ready to that it's going to be a real snatch and grab. All of us will grab them together.
You know, you're the angelic voice.
No problem. We will see. I don't know why I was loading that video. It didn't know green load.
I was an angelic voice.
It didn't know green load. Hold on. I'm coming to you. I will come to you last so you can speak more. Odum Nebuagu. Yes. What's your final take? You have just 2 minutes.
Is it on the general the power? Which one?
No, on general, your final word for this evening.
Okay. Mine is on those general though. All right.
Yeah, it's painful.
You know that it's painful, but sometimes you're a general, you're not a little guy, right? When you have that opportunity to do it right, you didn't. You don't know how to reach you one day.
I agree.
Right? I think it's not a good thing, but they're in position. A general is not a baby, it's not a joke. Coming from that, it's not a joke. I didn't make the difference. And on your own hometown, you didn't massacre, like a baby. After that's why the military cannot, like the one you're talking about. How do you feel the whole military will come out and say that announced that bandits kill our general, a retired general. How do you no advance, no country, good country will come out and tell that a bandit kill our general, just butcher, not only just kill on the battle, that is butchering him or kill him anyway. Anyhow, it's going to be, they can't open their mouth and say that. They put about there say that that's a failed, is a failed. If I'm a military man and my top government, I can't even come out to open my mouth and tell me that the bandits kill somebody that have read the rank of a general. It's not easy to say. So anyhow, that's why the son did that the government should see what happened. Government cannot say anything. That's the only way they can get out of it. They can like bypass it, say anyhow. Tell you if you like, believe, like don't believe. Nothing they can do about it. But so my point is that when you are there, when we are there, you know, people say no. When you are there, what change do you make? How do you able to defend your own community, your own hometown? I be just living in Abuja. After living in Abuja, we not going to come back home. So when you have your mansion in Asokoro there, you go to village with escorts. Remember, after you're going to village to your hometown, you carry multiple escorts. Bram. The day you retire, those will be gone. Then it be open for anybody to grab. Grabbing a general is a big deal. You know, you'll be open. The other time you are going with escorts, going with army like 10, 15 cars, you know, with anybody that block road, you flog in with armor tank, with everything. General is coming. You know that one day you're going to be open in open field, everybody can see you. You don't have that power anymore. So if I'm those ones that are still serving, they should learn from this, that one day they will also retire and go back to the people that they started. They become nothing again, and they can be taken out by the insurgent. They fail to fight. They fail to protect them. They fail to fight them. Even a little way. I don't say like that. Those the money they spend on their vacation, they can use it to safeguard their own community, not all their state, their own community. Doesn't cost more. The money they spend in their vacations, money they spend on something they use to secure, they won't. They won't. They feel that it's nothing. I was saying that one of them was the army spokesperson was saying there's no insecurity in his own town. But they caught him. What caught him? Is it not insecurity? So when they are serving, they don't see anything bad. They think everything is good. They will, at least money is coming. Money is coming. As I said earlier on, 80% of ministrymen are not there to serve anybody. They're there for their money. When they make their money, that's what they are there for. You see the houses those guys have. This is the kind of investment they have. If you're asking yourself, are these people civil servants? The kind of investment they have, you're asking yourself, and they have other investment under this guide of their brothers, not direct from them, because they will ask them, I use a civil servant that hold this hotel, have that all over the place. So with the money they're supposed to be using to take care of the personnel, they'll corner every money, put it on their pocket, whatever they have to do with it, and leave the ordinary rank people to suffer for nothing. Leave the ordinary rank to suffer. If you go to military barracks, I say it's all those guys are facing. I say only Air Force that even trying a little. No, Air Force used to send some of them to school, buy them bike to use after work. Imagine a Air Force will buy a bike for your staff after work. You go use it and hustle. After work, guys use and hustle. That like help purchase. Yeah. So Nigeria is at mess. As I said, so it has to be whatever you are doing. At least when you're in the position, try to do your best, because one day you're going to. I say, when you get one proverb, one day about Allah. You can't remain there forever.
If you climb up, you must come down. All right.
But if you climb up there, one day must come down. One day.
AY. Your final take.
Yeah. So the issue of the general that was buried in Katsina is definitely a sad one. It really shows how the security issues we are having has really deteriorated, right? Because just like Uzo said, for anybody to pick up a general like that, I don't know what I sometimes just think of it like what will not happen to bloody civilians like us? You know, it's just sad. It shows the country is not really safe. And I really also wonder why the military were unable to swing to our shore. Probably they did. You see, this Nigeria is just somehow, even the general, I'm sure they regard some more than some. I'm sure if you pick up Obasanjo more, the next 24-hour military will enter the zoo or anywhere and bring Obasanjo out. So probably just like they just see him as a lesser general, if there is anything like that. But however, I think it should be of a big concern for everybody, because for a general to be picked up like that and by is a big one. It's a big security threat. I think the government will see call on them. They need to sit up and do more. They need to sit up and do more, because the crisis going on in Nigeria now, sincerely, is the Fulani bandit are doing their own, but there are evil people within us that are so involved in this kidnapping. There was a kidnapping in Benin today, broad daylight, popular place. It was, if you be on social media, probably you must have seen it. You know, the one that happened in Oyo State, there is one, the student, that one they say is bandit. Then the APC gubernatorial candidate, they also pick his family. Those one, they were able to rescue them. You see, like those one, the people that kidnapped him were not bandits. They were people in family, people that knows them, you know, give her the information. Some crazy people pick them up. So there is a lot going on in Nigeria. I think we will still call on the government. They need to do their work. They need to sit up. As regard the state police, I don't just want it to be on paper. The state governors, they know they have a lot of work to do. So when they give you state police, it shows that the security of the people in that state, they are in your hand. So you have to do your work. How they are going to execute that, we'll watch. You know, for me, I think they should recruit more of EDG. I don't know the percentage is going to be like EDG of a state, how many percent? I think at least it should not be less than 60%, so that in those community, pick people from those areas. Some states have established vigilante already. Retrain them and put them into the police to protect their people, because I feel vigilante are doing better job than even the so-called police. You know, the other problem we are really facing, to be honest, is corruption. I know of cases where even the vigilante, they start collecting money from Okada riders. Everybody want. Nigeria is just tired, to be honest. The corruption, I don't know if it's the poverty or you give somebody little job, he want to oppress, he want to start collecting money, you give them gun, they want to oppress. I think hopefully by the time we have state police, some state will show the way. At least let's see 1, 2, 3 couple of states that are really doing their job. We'll use that as a template, you know. It's sad what is going on, but the security issue is a big crisis. Today I was reading that a lot of Fulani now that are doing their business legitimately in the south, they are not scared because they are big profile. That's what I'll be calling out, because that's what will happen. They are big profile, so now they are running back with their stuff. They are running back to the north, because the way the Fulani bandits are behaving, my fear is it should not lead to ethnic profiling. That is what you are seeing now. But I hope we can do better. You know, all Nigeria should come together and look for a way to stop this menace, because otherwise it's not going to be funny. Thank you.
Thank you so much, AY. I really appreciate that final conclusion of yours. And let the truth be told, there are many questions that is begging for answers. And some of those questions I'm going to ask. Why is the Nigerian government still not declaring that will have a serious issue with terrorism? Why have they not declared state of emergency concerning terror? Does the lives of those military officers that are being lost and the life of civilians that are being lost every day not matter to the country? Is it not in time that somebody would try a different approach instead of what we have been doing for the last 15 years? And do they think that this is going to get up and go away just like that? Now, if anybody is thinking that it's going to change, you see, what it's like doing business. If you know that it is mango season and mango is raining, everybody who is a businessman, a sharp businessman, will jump into it to make his money before mango go out of fashion. That's what's happening in Nigeria now. Everybody around the world is coming to see what they can grab and what they can grab and do away with it. And I do not agree that it's a complex situation, because Akao Baraje told us how they went to shop for these people to come and help them deal with people if Jonathan refused to leave government. The late central bank governor said the same thing, that they have planned and they are coming to execute it. Now, the former chief of army staff, General Hedrika, said, and I quote, they have gone around all the world to get all the Fulani bandits to come and start a jihad in Nigeria. He was removed for that comment, but today we all see the truth. The question now be, is there a way forward without disintegration? And if there's a way forward, what is government waiting for to put that way forward? That's a question for everybody who is in government. Because today is general from Katsina State, who initially once have said that there was no insecurity in the country. Today, that same insecurity has consumed him. A man that is still young, with full of life. So, are we just going to keep our fingers crossed? Just today, also they unveiled the monument for the 270 people killed in Yelwata. That's just a different aspect, different from what we have been discussing, different from those who passed last week, different from those who will pass this week because of insecurity, not because they are sick, not because anything happened to them. And then we were told that these people are not from Nigeria. So what now is the job of the military? Because the military is supposed to attack people who are trying to destabilize the country, who are not Nigerians. So why are we now asked to take it easy with our neighbors, since you people say they're not Nigerians? So there are many questions that government have not come clean with. You and I know that those things are there. We're not going to overburden it here, but we need to use our tongue to count our teeth and know that this is getting out of hand. It's no longer funny. Farmers are not going to the farm. This is time when people till their land and get ready to start planting. Nobody can go into the farms. Are we not seeing a danger ahead? Those who have their mouth closed to government should please talk to the government to do something. It's no longer about Katsina. It's no longer about Sokoto. It's no longer about Maiduguri. It's no longer about Benue. It's no longer about Kwara. We are now in Ibadan. We are now in Ekiti. We are now in Edo. We are now in Delta. We are now in Cross River. We are also getting into Obiakpor local government. That's River State. Let us wake up before this tide that's coming consume all of us. On that faithful note, I want to say to you guys, thank you so much, Ovie, for always being here. I really appreciate your commitment to coming and giving us your thoughts. And yes, ego. The man behind you has more than enough ego.
Ovie is looking for 2.5 million votes. That's why he's
You
here.
can't be looking for. Look at that man. He's ready to you. Anyway, thank you for coming in to give us your thoughts. I know you guys want to make the program to tick. Thank you, everyone. Other person have gone. Maska, Ifi, what is it? Uche and Uzo. Thank you so much for all coming in at one time or the other to make your contributions. I really appreciate it. We will be here again next week, and we will also bring something more interesting than what we have brought this week. There's a program we're trying to put forward. It's just that a lot of things, take our time. But we'll put you forward. If it needs to be, we'll pre-record some part of it and then just play the video, and then we all can go into the discussion. We're thinking of just how to make it fun for everybody, and then how we all can listen. Thank you so much for being here, each and every one.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. And then see you all next week. Ovie, thank you. Thank you so much. So on behalf of Dr. Damages, that's the show for today. We will be back on 90 Minutes Africa next week with another topic, very exciting topic. Before then, many other things will have unfolded, and they will also be able to discuss those things. And until then, I say thank you so much and have a good night.